All right, we are live, and of course the mic always having problems. What is up, Mike? What are you doing? Okay, we should be good now. I'm not late. It's exactly 5 p.m. on my clock. Though I need to get you guys up on the chat. Let me see. Live chat. Well, bam. Should be good there. All right, so we got that there. Then we got what up, Stang? First comment. Oh, let me get some music on first. Oh, don't be loud. Don't be loud. Here we go. There we go. I was helping prepare dinner, so I was running a little late today, but we still started on time. But what up, Stang? What up, Kale? How you doing? What up, Ant-Man? I don't know too much about the whole DRM situation. We can look into that though in a second here. I just saw like headline of articles and stuff, but I didn't read into it, so I have no idea what's going on with the Sony DRM situation. Heavy Metal Tech is gonna lurk tonight. Gotta be work by 5 a.m. That's early. All right, have a good one, Heavy Metal. What up, 1030 EV? Hope the fam is doing really good. How's your little one doing? Let me see if I can see. The weather has been nice. The girls now are walking, which is kind of crazy. They've been walking for like the last month. Let me see if I have any good videos of it, because they are so freaking adorable when they are walking around. Let me see if I have any good footage that does not have Melissa in it. Oh, did I not transfer any of this? I gotta sort by the date. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Ant-Man asks, why do you gotta be at work at 5 a.m.? Because when work tells you to be at work at a certain time, you just do. Ant-Man, how old are you? You said your teacher taught you about the dark web, so I'm assuming you're younger. But yeah, once you become a adult with responsibilities and a job, you kind of gotta do what they tell you. Healthcare doesn't stop. Heavy Metal is a manager. Pull an all-nighter? Yeah. All-nighters, when you have a full-time career, not a good idea. Oh, did I not transfer any of the videos of the girls? Looks like I did not. That's what I forgot to do. So I don't have any footage of them walking. No. But yeah, they're walking. And they, let's see, in a little under a month now, they have their 1 year checkup. They can get their final kind of big shots, and then we have their birthday party coming up and stuff like that. So a lot of things next month in May. But any new developments on your little one, Stang? I am Tyrod. You are not first, but nice try. But thank you for being here. What's up, Refused? How's it going? What up, Bullet Billy? What's for dinner? Just pasta with Italian sausage. Pretty simple stuff. What's up, Observer of Thoughts? Feel like long time no see, but hope you're doing well. Little one's going on start therapy, start having trouble crawling. She likes to pull up on things and stand, which is scary in the crib. Did you lower the level of the crib? As soon as Mia was the first one to stand between our two girls, and as soon as that happened, we lowered the crib right away. And it happened around the last LAN party, December. So she was around, let's see, from May. So she was around like 6, 7, oh my God, months old at that point, that she started to pull herself up, even though they do that before they start walking and stuff. But gotcha. Starting therapy, how many times is that, like a week? You're 35. I don't work. Oh, you're 35. You don't work, but you're on disability. Gotcha. And what are you doing asking about if it's okay to, in the previous streams, about certain age people dating each other? Teams Wavy Motorsport says, sup, everyone. My best friend is literally being like me, got into IT and got to say he's doing well. Wait, what? So you're saying your friend is copying you because you're in IT and now your friend is doing IT and is doing well? Well, that you should always be happy when your friends are succeeding, even if they take the same path as you. Druid Sage says, hey man, you got any advice upgrading CPU from Ryzen 5600? The X3D chips for the AM4 are non-existent. I would buy them immediately, but upgrading to AM5 is too expensive. I don't know if anything. The advice is just to hold up, like just keep using it. I don't know what graphics card you have with your 5600, but you might be due for a graphics card update. But if you're not, like if you have you can pair some pretty powerful graphics cards with the 5600. So let us know what graphics card you have, and then I can tell you if you can just freely upgrade it to something way more powerful. And even if you are bottlenecking the CPU, it's fine. You can eventually upgrade your CPU later when they get, the RAM situation is better. But having a powerful graphics card, even on a 5600, I think you could pair some pretty good stuff with it. And then all you do is just up your settings and resolution. Ethan Liu says, I sold my 4090 for 2400 and bought a 5080 for 1100. Performance is a bit worse, but I pocketed 1300 lol. I only paid 1300 for the 4090 on Facebook. Yeah, there's the whole AI, and then people are still buying the 4090s even now just because of the video memory, right? So everything's all messed up because of that. But hey, if you could make some money off of it, and I would do that trade easily. Who cares about a little bit worse performance? I think a lot of people would rather have an extra $1,000+ in their pockets for other expenses. I feel like anyone who complains between the performance difference of a 4090 and a 5080, let's see. So let's look up 4090. We'll just use Tech Power Up. Even I wonder what they're gonna say about the performance difference on average. So what? 14%. I mean, that's not that's not a negligible amount. That's pretty big. But given that it's still a 5080 level performance, I don't know. Anyone who actually says that, oh, I would never do that, and are saying that they would rather keep the 4090 over the 5080, I'm just like, are you just made of money, or do you not play video games? I feel like after a certain point, there are people who are just there to pixel peep and to flex how good of hardware they have, rather than enjoying playing the game, which games can run plenty fine on much less powerful hardware. So, but yeah, good trade for here. You have a 3080, it's still rocking, but getting CPU bound in some games nowadays. Yeah, 3080s are still pretty solid. But I mean, you're talking about something that's a little bit more powerful than the 9060 XT. I guess what games are you playing that are getting that CPU bound? And when we talk about CPU bound, are we talking about you trying to get super high refresh rates and you're not able to achieve it, or just starting to micro stutter, or what? They're releasing 5000 series X3D chips any day now. I don't know, dude. So there's that rumor. Did we talk about that last week at all? Or not even rumor. The news re-release. AMD is re-releasing the Ryzen 7 5800 X3D as a special AM4 10th anniversary edition to celebrate the longevity of the platform, with the projected launch in Q2 2026. What the heck is this? What? Go! Oh my god. This AI, or what is this? Yes, stupid AI thing. So 5800 X3D prices are really bad right now. I'm lucky to have one on hand, as well as a 5700 X3D. I should probably sell one of those before their prices drop. But I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about the news of the re-release of the 5800 X3D. I have a feeling that they're gonna be like $300-ish or more, which at that point, I'd rather just get like a $200 um like 9600 or something on AM5. And RAM prices, there are deals kind of popping up left and right. So you can put that extra $100 towards the RAM. Like, let me look at I saw a Tom's Hardware article about where's the RAM price? Right here. So 32 gigs. So this was the Woot blowout sale 8 hours ago. Is this still going on? But like so this sold out. But what I'm saying is I've seen in my local market, the people who have been selling DDR5 RAM for expensive, nobody's touching it because you can just get the RAM on Amazon. No one's going to pay inflated prices on OfferUp if it's close to what the Amazon prices are. So what I've seen are people having to lower their prices in my local area. It's like, here's 32 gigs for $300. This actually isn't a horrible deal considering that Woot deal we just looked at. Oh my god, is that a drinking turtle? Where did that just come from? You just spent 550 joules on a drinking turtle and it popped up on my chat. How do I get that to pop up on the screen? That was cool. I do need to drink water. But what I'm saying is, let's see if we can find any other DDR5 RAM for 16 gigs. So 16 gigs for 100, this is actually not bad. Because if you can get 2 sets of them, then that'll be about $200. This is what? So it's within the last month, 16 gigs for 150, not that great of a deal. But what I'm saying is, I guess if you already are on AM4, then you don't have to buy a new motherboard and RAM. But I'm thinking about it from the perspective of people who are wanting to build or upgrade from really old platforms. These 5800 X3D and investing into the platform at a CPU that expensive, I'm not too excited about it. We'll have to wait and see what the prices actually are and if there's going to be enough supply, because there is a huge demand for them. That's why their prices are so high right now. If we go to eBay, and we look at 5800 X3Ds, yep. Oh my god, eBay for some reason has been slower. Have you guys noticed that? People are listing them for around like $400+, but let's look at how much they've been selling for as of recent. Ended recently, so like 350, not working. So I mean, I guess if people think they can fix the pins or something, like this was just sold yesterday, $466. Are you kidding me? $450. I should really sell my X3D chip before their prices potentially plummet. But yeah, even if these new 10th anniversary edition ones come out and they're like, oh, $300, which is way better than $450+ used on eBay, going onto an AM4 platform, I don't like the idea of paying $300+ for a CPU when 7800 X3Ds are like $360. I don't know. What's up, Power South? Thanks. I really like the new video as well. I love the case. It's actually sitting back there. I love that case. I might put my current build into that. I'm happy with the RT. So you have a RTX 4070 and a 5050. What do you have your 5050 in? What's up, Yes Master? I've been rocking a 3060 Ti till a month ago, and honestly, the 3060 was fine for almost all games. Yeah, so it all comes down to this when you're looking to upgrade like your CPU or GPU or whatever it is. Is your current situation, so for Druid Sage, is a 3080 and a Ryzen 5600. Is your current situation, like, is it giving you that bad of a gaming experience where you're willing to pay inflated prices and take a hit in your wallet to upgrade? Because if I lost all my PC hardware, like, and my current system, all the stuff I have in inventory that I use for the channel and stuff like that, and someone gave me a Ryzen 5 5600 and an RTX 3080 build, I would be so happy with it, and I would use that to play any of the current games that I want to play, as well as like run the YouTube channel, make content, and all that stuff. Like the Ryzen 5 5600 RTX 3080 is still such a capable combo that unless you just have the money to spend and aren't willing to be, patient to wait for however long it'll take for the prices to come down, I'm just gonna have to say I would recommend sitting on your current working hardware and just waiting. It's not like you're on like Haswell or Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge hardware with like GTX 760 or something. You have capable hardware. It's not the most modern because we're like, when did the 5600 and the RTX 3080 come out? I think the 5600 came out in like 2022. 5600 release date. The Ryzen 5600, yeah, it came out in April 2022. So it is 4 years old, but I feel like the requirements for games have somewhat like leveled off and not really stagnated, but the last, like, let's say 5 years of what hardware requirements for games needed versus the previous 5 and then the 5 years before that, I feel like we've kind of leveled off. You can coast on 5-year-old hardware right now pretty good. Some prime examples are when games that are well optimized come out, such as Resident Evil, and then what's that new game that from Capcom as well with the little girl riding on your back? Apparently that's pretty well optimized as well. Crimson Desert is also optimized pretty well. Like, there's a number of games that have been coming out that you can still play, as well as all the old titles that are still great, that you can still play on this kind of somewhat older hardware. Yeah, good. This is a good point by Jason too. Upscaling has gotten really good, and even old hardware that came out before upscaling became a thing, the fact that upscaling works on that is incredible. But we're talking about Druid Sage's RTX 3080, which I would not consider old at all. I'm still very capable, good card. The FOMO is real, yeah. If the 5800 X3D is $300, at that point just go AM5. RAM prices are not as bad, especially with bundle deals. I mean, the only bundle deals I've been... let's take a look at Newegg, actually. I know people talk about the Micro Center bundle deals all the time, but I'm going to need to... for us to stop talking about Micro Center because there's too many people who don't have access to Micro Center that we can't just talk about it as if it's a solution that just works for people. Let's look at... Okay. Let's see. Can I just do like DDR5 bundle? Oops. Bajundle. Does that work at Newegg? So motherboard bundle. Okay, no one's trying to care about that stuff. Ryzen 9. No one trying to spend on X3D 2. So there's a power supply, memory bundle. We want 30. So, oh my god, 2 times 32 gigs for $1,200 after tax. Where are them CPU? Well, there's some motherboard combos. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at this. I do consider Newegg bundles to be legit in terms of like pretty much everyone at least in the US, which is my primary audience and most people watching the stream. Okay, let's see what we got here. To be eligible for a refund, yes. Don't just buy it, try to keep the RAM and refund everything else. Okay, so what we got? We got some kind of like a little bit below middle of the road motherboard, so but it's not super entry level. It's at least got like some heat sinks on the VRMs. So assuming that's $100 motherboard. Wait, how much RAM is this? It is 16 gigs. How much RAM is this? So it's 16 gigs. But you're buying what, a 7600X, which is $180. So these two are about right, which adds up to about $300. So you're buying 16 gigs of RAM for about 130, which if we scale that up to, I wonder if they have a 32 gig kit. That would be like 32 gigs for about $260, which I think people would be happy to pay at the moment. So this bundle, but you're kind of locking yourself into this, and then you're not guaranteed to find another 16 gig kit. So let's see if they have any 32 gig combos. Yeah, I thought that was kind of too cheap to be good. Yeah, are they just, come on, guys. Come on. Where's the 32 gig combos? This one probably has 32, given that it's nearly $800. Yeah, 32 gigs. And then you get a motherboard as well as the new 270K, which is 300. Let's just, okay. So that's about 500. So you're getting 32 gigs for about $270, which isn't, I mean, it's more than what it was last summer, but compared to $450 for or $400, you know, for 32 gigs on Amazon. If you were looking for a bundle and, you know, you weren't upgrading and trying to stay on AM4 or anything, this would be not as bad. So they're not great deals, but they're at least, it seems like they're kind of somewhat trying. Damelin, you are not fired. People can come and go whenever they please. What's up? How you doing? Nerd best noob ever. Uh, no, yeah, I understand. There's a ton of people on older gen Ryzens. What I'm saying is, given the situation right now, if you have other priorities such as your bills, groceries, rent, you know, all that kind of stuff, I think something like a Ryzen 5600 or 5600X, or even the 5700, 5700X, 5800X non X3D, I think those are viable solutions to hold people over. Like, you kind of just got to roll with the punches, right? Um, if it's that bad where you're like, oh, I need an upgrade, then you just gotta fork over the money. I would consider the situation in the DIY PC space to be way worse if people couldn't even get like other alternative hardware. But if the only thing that's like not achievable is like the high end stuff like X3D chips, and then to some extent DDR5, because DDR4 is still, in my opinion, very viable. That's when I would consider it really bad. Like if AM4 chips got all super expensive, or just, you know, there was no availability anywhere. If DDR4 also has no availability, but like I said in the most recent video, DDR4 it might be expensive on Amazon because, you know, all these companies are taking advantage of the memory shortage. But DDR4, you have to remember, when did DDR4 become like pretty mainstream? Was that like 2014, 2015, around then? Like, we've had over a decade of DDR4 flooding the used market. You just gotta look. Like, I was able to pull up, without even trying, so many listings in my local area. What's up, Pedro? AMD is just winning on AM4. No one's recommending Intel's past lineup, lol. I don't mind Intel's past lineup. They're still very capable, like 12th gen especially. 13th and 14th gen is when they started to, you know, line up with AM5. So that's when, if you were to compare them neck and neck, I would say that was where Intel started to kind of lose that race. But up to 12th gen, we were still comparing those to AM4. And I think like the 12700, 12700K, even the 12600K at the time wasn't that bad. Now, when I am looking in the used market, though, I don't see those nearly as often. I think you are right that AM4 has kind of been dominating in terms of like the used hardware space. You see way more AM4 motherboards and CPUs, at least in my local area, when looking for like used secondhand parts. Even when I look on like Jawa and stuff like that and hardware swap, I see people offloading AM4 stuff a lot more. Hey, what's up, Ken? How you doing? Hello, hello. Hope you are doing well. What happened to AliExpress? The Xeon deals were so killer. Now I feel like there's, I mean, I think tariffs were a part of that, right? AliExpress, as well as, I don't know. I feel like there's just been a ripple effect. Not only just tariffs, but with the whole memory thing getting bad. If there's a high demand for older products, older generation products, uh, if a seller is saying, "Hey, all this stuff is selling even more so than it used to," like all the budget Xeon stuff, and X99 motherboards and all that, we could probably raise the price and still sell quite a bit. So, kind of like supply and demand. Huge demand, uh, up the prices. Is AliExpress still a place in 2026 to find good prices? I would say so. Like for example, that's where you can get the cheapest Ryzen 5600 at the moment. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still like if you want to go right now and buy a Ryzen 5 5600, here let's compare the prices. I don't even think they have 5600s on Amazon. So AliExpress, like I showed in this weekend, or not this weekend, just what was it, yesterday's video. Here's one. Oh, hey, look. So 115. This is even better than the deal I showed in the video. Hey, did the price just? No, so this one sold out. But this one, look. So the thing about AliExpress is it's kind of like a crapshoot, right? Like for when I did the video, like this was the cheapest Ryzen 5600. So that's what I showed in the kind of like the screen cap in the video. But then today, it looks like there's some available for 115, which is actually a very good price. Because if we go to Amazon, I don't even think we can find it's gonna have to be a Ryzen 5600X. I think. Oh no. Oh, so they do have it right now. Why am I so zoomed in? Zoom out, please. Okay. Um. So. Oh. Well, it's pretty competitive because if you can buy one. Wait, what? What happened to the 116.99 one? It's probably because of the shipping cost. But oh no, here it is. Interesting. Why? Oh my god! I swear this you can buy used like new from this person for 129, or you can check out these sellers. Yeah, so it's pretty competitive right now. But the thing about Amazon is I don't know how many of these there are. So like if one person buys this, it could just be sold out. Plus this seller has 3.5 stars. 64% positive in the last 12 months. So maybe this might be a little sketch. This person though might be a little bit better. But so if you're trying to save like $10 here, $10 there, on various components, AliExpress I think can still be a viable solution, but the prices compared to years past has gone up. I definitely have noticed that. I think what you have to do also is you kind of have to game the system in like you have to look out for the because I feel like they're running deals like every month where that you can get like coupon codes and stuff. But not only that, a lot of the times, like what we just saw here, to get this price, you have to be a new shopper. So you got to make. I don't think they check your address or your payment information because I have used the same payment method. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the turtle reminder. I need to figure out how to get that on the stream. Can I can't even click that to pull it up. like using this. But that turtle's hilarious. Actually, I wonder if it would have showed up over here. But so yeah, like if you do the new shopper deals on more big ticket items like this, you could save money. But right now, 115 and having to do like a new email address and stuff like that versus just going to pick it up on Amazon for like $1 or $2 more, I would probably pick the Amazon route. And like let's see what, remember 7800 X or 5700 X3Ds. Oh, look at these prices. Yeah, these are garbage prices. No, we have not talked about the Sony DRM thing yet. We can talk about that next though. Tariffs have spoiled the super awesome deals on AliExpress. Yeah. Bro, this site looks like a Vegas cyberpunk ad scam. It was just that listing. Though I don't know what is up with the zoom right now. Oh, one thing. Was it you, Pedro? If you guys are looking for good graphics cards, and I updated the links in this the recent video, but oh my god, have you guys seen these live eBay things where they're just like holding up items and you can just buy it on the spot? Uh, the whole eBay live streaming selling the items is so strange to me. Wow, people are actually bidding up. I don't even know what is this? $830. eBay is starting to become unrecognizable in some ways. Oh, this is a Vucom X Bolt luxury handbag and watches sale. This is so strange to me. Who? I guess this is kind of like those how they used to do those shopping networks on TV, except now for the internet world and on eBay, which might be more limited items than the shopping network stuff. But anyways, what was I going to eBay for? Oh, the Intel Arc cards. Arc 750. And I think it was Pedro in the Discord server or someone who brought up the fact that you can just buy straight up Intel Arc A750s any day of the week for $160. So in terms of the performance, let's see, Arc A750. It is only an 8 GB VRAM card, but for under $200, like I said, I think that is fine. But A750 comes in around like a 6600 XT, 5700 XT performance level. So that's pretty much what those cards kind of cost ish. At least if you don't find a good deal. I know you can find 5700 XTs usually for around 130, 140, but say you have a crappy like local area market, then you can just like pick up one of these. How much are the A770s going for? I'm curious. The Sony DRM thing was a misunderstanding. It's not serious as people made it seem. Dude, I swear people are just... I think people online have gotten like progressively dumber. And I will pull up a funny example of that. That I was going back and forth with someone. Here's actually, this is on bid. How much can we buy this thing for? Because this A770, you start pushing up to like a 12 gig 3060 range, which is around like a $200 card. But oh my god, so plenty of A750s on eBay for pretty dirt cheap. A770s not the case. Straight up like double the price. Is GeForce Now worth it until I can afford a dedicated GPU? You just built the AM5 build without, so I'm guessing you have like integrated graphics. You didn't use the F chip. I've actually never used GeForce Now. Jason, I don't know if I want to spoil anything, but if Jason, you want to talk about that at all, um, I mean, what are the alternatives, right? The other alternative is to buy. Wait, how long do you think you're gonna be using GeForce Now for? Because the GeForce Now. So you're talking about starting from $9.99 a month to $19.99 a month, right? So let's say, I mean, you can do a whole year for only $120, or you can do 3 or 4 months for 30, $40. Are you trying to play the highest end games? I don't know. If I was in this situation, I would rather just buy like an RX 580 for 40, $50 in my local market, use it and then sell it for the same price once I can afford a graphics card to have that local to me. GeForce Now I think is a viable solution. But I mean, I'm assuming you have a good enough internet connection to support it. Um, Jason has been using, okay, so he doesn't care about spoiling it because he has content coming out for it. But Jason has been using GeForce Now exclusively since April 1st. Biggest issue is they cap you at 100 hours for the month. Then you have to pay more. So that's about 3 hours a day. Or if you don't game every day, if you game every other day, it's like 6 hours. Or if you only game on weekends, you can do the math on how much you plan on playing. But there's something. Can you speak more about the limitations of different launchers or what games you can play or what you can't play, Jason? Because I don't know. It goes back to the whole ownership of your own hardware and stuff like that. If GeForce Now actually operated as if I couldn't even tell, it was an indistinguishable difference between me being able to access all the games I own across all the various platforms, and to be able to play it, then I think my answer might be a little bit different. But if they're limiting you to the library of games you have access to, I guess you could look ahead of time to see what they are limiting and versus what's available, and if that's what you care about, then it could be. I mean, $10 a month. People pay more for their coffee like every couple of days. So I think it's. I think when you look at it like that, and all the other caveats, if you're okay with it, $10 a month is pretty dirt cheap compared to any of the other subscription services that people pay for, whether it be like, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, YouTube Premium, all of that. Um, GeForce Now only has certain games. You can't, for instance, emulate PS3 if you wanted to. It has to be games they operate. Options for a desktop that you can do whatever. Options for a desktop that you can do whatever do exist though. Just other companies. Boosteroid is a competitive one I've also tried. It has way more games than GeForce Now, but it's not as good. Yeah. So you got to ask yourself, would you rather be able to play whatever GeForce allows you to and pay a subscription, which is like, to me, I kind of look at it as sending money into the ether. Or you buy a cheap graphics card for like $50 or less, whatever that you can find in your local market. You have the local hardware, to operate everything on your own computer, and eventually sell it for about the same price, or maybe you like lose $5-10 on it after however long. It depends. How long are you planning on being without a modern graphics card for? Ant Man says, I used to use GeForce Now heavily for 6 hours a day plus, never came close to 100. What? If you did it heavily for 6 hours a day plus, so more than 6 hours, even if you only game, so if you gamed every other day, that would be about 90 hours. So, I mean, yeah, the math checks out, but if you just said used it heavily, I don't know what the definition of people heavily gaming these days are. I think like the amount of hours a younger person versus an adult could put into gaming in a given week or month is vastly different. People do pay more for Netflix, but also people share Netflix accounts, don't they? Is that still a thing? I don't manage the Netflix, or I don't manage the streaming services on our TV here at home. So I don't know who is paying for what. I believe all we are paying for, or at least Melissa is Disney Plus, and she shares that to people. Actually, no, that got taken away, so she can't even share that to people. But other people are sharing their Paramount and Hulu and Netflix and stuff to us. I barely get 6 hours a week in gaming. True that. People pay more for Tinder Gold Plus. Oh, I've never paid for a dating app. I have used dating apps many a years ago, but I'm so curious if the premium is ever worth it. Man, I feel like I got lucky because dudes on dating websites, we kind of get shafted. It's like a sausage fest. The ratio is not in our favor. So I wonder if premium actually helps that experience at all. I was way too cheap back then when I was using like dating apps. And now, I mean, I have no use for one. So anyone who knows about the premium dating apps, please chime in. I'm very curious. The premium women are behind the paywall. We still keep Game Pass and share our account. We also get the keys on key sites though, so it's less than $10 a month per person. Okay. I thought sharing was against the rules for Netflix. Is it for Netflix as well? Do we pay for Netflix? I think Melissa isn't telling me everything because if I knew, I would strive very hard for us to cancel so many subscriptions that we have if we are paying for them. Local hardware, yeah, it's always preferable for me as well. Here's the thing. Oh no, you're without your graphics card, right? Just try for a month. Actually, do they have GeForce Now free trials? You might not even have to pay for a trial. Let me see. GeForce Now offers a free membership tier with 1 hour session limits. Okay. Oh, that's the free. That's not the same thing as what I'm thinking about. Don't they have like a free, like 3 or 7 day trial of the premium stuff just to try to get you hooked? GeForce Now. Yeah, trial for premium tier 2 months ago. You can buy a day pass. How much is that? Sometimes games offer a free day purchase promotion. The day pass is the ultimate test. You get all the features. How much is the day pass? So you get 6 hours. Man, this doesn't this actually this is cheaper than what a LAN center like internet cafe used to cost. I don't even remember how much, but it was definitely not $4 for a 6 hour session back when we used to go to our local LAN center. Um, Ultimate Day Pass is $8 for an 8 hour session, so $1 an hour, which is pretty cheap. Well, at this point, just buy the freaking. It wouldn't be the Ultimate Pass, but you can buy the $10 pass for a couple more bucks and have more than 8 hours to enjoy. Yeah. I don't know. I would say try it out. I can't give advice on it. And then even people who have experienced it, I don't think their advice can truly be like reflective of each individual person's and their own needs. So I feel like this is cheap enough though that you could try it out. For like a month for $10. Next LAN party be an all cloud LAN party. Oh my gosh. No, that would give us access to actually wait. Jason, you have to own the games, right? We talked we talked about this I think it was last month or whatever. I always get confused anytime I hear cloud service. I kind of assume Game Pass type thing, even though Game Pass isn't cloud service, it's a subscription service. But when I think of like the cloud game like cloud computing stuff, I assume they give you the library of games too. Yeah. So but Game Pass, you have to have the whole hardware. But with GeForce Now, you're renting the compute, so it does not. You don't get the game. But they both offer cloud gaming too. I'm surprised though that Polaris was able to put together an AM5 system with very expensive DDR5 and did not manage to snag a graphics card. Cloud gaming always looks so blurry to me. Is that an internet problem? Oh wait, I need to change it to live chat. What's up, Mr. Killer? Oh, hello, hello, hello. GeForce Now is really good quality on wired at the ultimate tier, playing 4K 120 FPS over very little latency. Overwatch was a good time. No, my system only has a single 16 gig stick. I bought it new for $100. For with DDR5, single channel is even less of a problem. It's fine. Like in a blind test, I bet a decent amount of people wouldn't be able to tell single versus dual channel with DDR5. So okay, so you can on Game Pass. Let's see, cloud gaming cost rent compute. Come on, AI, just give me a good answer. As of April 2026, Xbox Cloud Gaming, formerly xCloud, is predominantly bundled with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is a primary subscription to rent server-side computing power. Okay. Oh, that's the thing that we talked about the previous week. About they dropped the price down. So for 23, you can rent compute and get your games. Wait, and stream your own games, premium. Renting compute, no hardware needed. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Everyone was talking about that. I think didn't they do it like last Wednesday? I could have sworn. We talked about it briefly at the beginning of the stream. Hey, what's up, Sammy Stones? Hello from Melbourne. First time to catch the stream is 10:48 Thursday morning. Love your work. Thank you. 10:48 in the morning. Are you working or in school right now? Did you hear Trump tried stand-up comedy? And I did not hear that. I did hear he's trying to get his face on people's passports. Did you guys see that? This isn't even like this isn't even political, or it shouldn't be political because um like I feel like a passport, why the fuck would you make that political at all? So I'm just talking about anybody who wants to put their damn face on a passport that is still currently living. I think I saw it was limited edition, so that means it's not forced on you, right? Um, so that says one of two things. If it's limited edition only, then I have less of a problem with it because whatever. People who don't want it don't have to have someone's face on it. But even if it is limited edition, the people who want to go like who actually want the limited edition, I don't know if it's gonna cost more or if it costs the same and how limited it is. Is there only gonna be a certain amount of passports that gets his face on it? I question those types of people. Like to actually want a sitting president's face in their passport. Yeah, imagine getting your passport and seeing that. I get Game Pass for cheap off CD keys. I don't remember the last time I paid for a price. I didn't even know Game Pass. Wait. So Game Pass CD keys. What's the most popular SCD keys? Do they have Game Pass subscriptions? I know about people buying it from eBay and stuff, so I guess it would only make sense. No, they don't have it. Cheap Game Pass keys. G2A Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. How much can we buy it for here? Essential is $3. Game Pass Ultimate. What? You're saving like $1.50 or like $2, if that. Wait. Non-stackable. There's gotta be fine print with some of these. Non-stackable 1 month. This must be non-stackable because there's no way. They must just not put it on there. Game Pass Premium 1 month. For only this one's cheaper. Huh. 2 months for this? Yeah. Some of them are account. Yeah. I've seen that. Yep. Yeah. I've seen that on eBay. People selling basically Steam account logins, and you have to play in offline mode. When I was browsing before for, let's just say like Pragmata. Let's see if they have game keys for Pragmata. So if you see something that costs about the price of the game, then that's probably the legit key. But then you go and find, where are some of the listings? Sometimes you find like the listings for games that are like $4 or something. Let me see if Crimson Desert. I need to find an example of this because I ran into it all the time. DLC bonus. I wonder if eBay has cracked down on it. But it used to be, if you were trying to find cheaper game keys on eBay, you could buy someone's Steam login and they told you to play it offline mode only. But if that's what this is, then oh, that's why these are so cheap, because it says account. I see. Yeah. Key, which is more close to the normal price. Account, which is when it's definitely cheaper. Okay. Chris went. Wait, there's too many Chris's. When you say Chris with a K, the first person I think of for some reason is Christopher Yee, probably because I knew him first. But you're talking about Apple, right? Went on GTA to buy Halo Master Chief Collection for cheap. Accidentally bought a Steam account. Wait, did he use that to play with you guys, or did he refund it? I don't think I've ever made that mistake, but I can see why. I know I made a worse mistake. My mistake was when what's it called? What's that game? Helldivers 2 came out. Like all my friends were getting it, and it was like 2 or 3 a.m. So I was already tired and not thinking. But I went looking online for Helldivers game keys. I was like, oh snaps! I found a really good deal. So I think it was like $5 or something. Actually, let me look at my email account. But I ended up buying, because I didn't read the listing. I just clicked the first thing. I bought like Helldivers 1, which is like how old? One release date. Helldivers or 2015. So I bought a game that was like 10 years old. Let me see if I can find that receipt for that Helldivers key. That was so embarrassing. Helldivers. No, I know. Yeah, and Helldivers 2 and Helldivers 1 is nothing alike. I saw Helldivers. Okay, G2A. You bought Helldivers on G2A. Let me snap a picture of this. It's for $4. Oh man. This is too funny. Here, let me post it into my stream submissions. So here's Here's the receipt for it. Yeah, so this is 2024. Oh wow, it's been 2 years. Oh my god, where has the time gone? But yeah, so apparently that was 2 years ago. But that was when Helldivers 2 popped off. And I was like, wait, what? $4? Which, if you think about it, if I was like, if I was truly all there in the moment, why would Helldivers was like a cheaper game, wasn't it? It was like $40 or 30 or something. It wasn't like a full price AAA title price. So it was already cheaper than a typical new game would be. But when you see $4 or $3.50 for a brand new game, some alarm bells should have gone off. So this was not my best moment. I'm just saying. Hey, at least you bought a game within the same series. Exactly. And I don't know how much Helldivers 1 is worth on Steam. Let's see. Helldiver. Yeah, see? Helldivers is a $20 game. I have not touched this damn game. But, what's up? Yeah, I can take it for a second. Hi. Hi, love. How you doing? Hi. Hi, cutie.
She just woke up.
Okay. We're gonna hang out with Steam or with the stream and talk about Daddy's stupid mistakes. But yeah, this came out in 2015. I mean, it goes for $20, so I still got a deal. It just wasn't the game I was trying to buy, and I haven't touched it at all. Must have been before kids. Yeah, this is 2024, before the girls were born. Broku is also a Chris with the K. He added it to his Steam family and played that. Dude, I have to say though, the Steam family library has been like such a godsend thing for me because my brother-in-laws, they buy every freaking game that comes out. So I have access to Pragmata right now. I'll probably add it to the benchmarking suite. But like that, Resident Evil, Crimson Desert, I've been eating good from the Steam family sharing. Just because I have in-laws that are very nerdy and gamers. So they do grow so fast. Look at, are you bored? You want to see her in her natural habitat? Okay. When I'm down here hanging out or working on YouTube stuff, they play in the pen together. But she just woke up, so she's a little cranky right now. What's up? She's good for now. I think. We'll see. I bought Destiny off of eBay for $5. It was a PS3 account that had the game bought on it. Yeah. Every Steam family has an Omega Alpha who gets nothing out of being a family because of betas. Like, hey, I have helped these guys with multiple computers. I've literally built some of their PCs here on the on the stream. So over the last, let's see, how long have I known them for now? I started dating Melissa in 2014. So over the last like 12 years, I have been their computer tech support guy, their builder, their troubleshooter, all that stuff. So I feel like I have contributed back in some ways. Um, and it doesn't cost them anything to share their library. And I never play it while they're playing. Like, so it's never a thing where like I kick them off the game or like they can't access something because I'm using it. I usually benchmark at weird hours of the night. Allkeyshop lets you compare prices across multiple key sites. Allkeyshop, is that also a key shop in itself, or is it just a website that takes all key shop? Our platform helps gamers. Okay, I've heard of all key shops before, but I don't think I've ever actually gone to the website. So let's see. If we click on this, okay. So they got Kingwin, Greenman Gaming. Okay, they got like everything here. Does Allkeyshop actually? Okay, bye bye. Go to Auntie.
Oh, you okay?
First, I think for the longest time, I thought Allkeyshop was just a key shop in itself. Do they sell stuff as well? It looks like they do. I just saw something on the side from Microsoft. Where'd it go? Most anticipated GTA 6 November. Yeah, right. What's the over under on this date staying? Drew asked to join me to join his family with like 5 people, and I alone own twice as many games as their entire family. Bunch of leeches. I mean, yeah, you're right. You should definitely. Well, you can. I forget because of your regional lock account. Can you join? Do you have to join only accounts of the same region? Is that what? Because we talked about potentially joining a family together, where I would have been definitely leech. Though my suggestion was that we would take turns buying games that we didn't plan on playing for benchmarking purposes. So at least that would lighten that burden. But so I would have contributed, but I forgot. I think it wasn't because you're like is region locked or something. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to join anyways. Yeah, yeah. I think they just use affiliate links and lead you back to the site listed. Got it. Okay, so affiliate links for all that, which is I think a pretty good business. Especially if you are the known website for something like this and everybody goes to you, then yeah. Also, what the heck just did some? Let me see. No. Yeah, did this window get resized? Danny Carvajal says Allkeyshop low key mid. If it's mid, Gameflip is goaded. This was not on my bingo cards that we would be talking about gray market CD websites. Gameflip. I've never even heard of this. But they were featured on Forbes, Yahoo Finance, GamesBeat, and US News. Can I not? Can I like okay, sure, I'll take the cookies. Find deals on the most popular games. Okay, okay. So let's take a look at this. Zona keys. Okay. More like this. So these are all Xbox. This the featured deal they have is this one. Didn't this have better deals? Allkeyshop. Yeah, Allkeyshop had listings for like 46, 47, 48 bucks. This is the best deal they have on here. How are we gonna call this website goated and this one mid when this one got better deals? Though you could argue that this is, some of these, actually a lot of these websites aren't legit. There's kind of like some other underground kind of sketchy stuff going on, whether it be stolen credit cards or whatever. Though Green Man Gaming is legit. Green Man Gaming is legit, $49.19. So what are we looking at here with $58.70 as the featured deal? Danny Carvajal, you got to explain yourself on this one. How is this website goated when we just pulled up one of the most talked about games in the last week or two, just released, and they basically got retail price? It's looking like Kingflip is mid. You're using a Mickey Mouse comparison. Look up AMC gift card. Mickey Mouse comparison? What does that even mean? We're talking about game keys here, and you want to talk about AMC? You want to talk about AMC movie theater gift cards when we're talking about video games? What? Okay, let's take a look at this. So let's see these gift cards. Okay, I'm not gonna look at AMC because I could care less. There are other ways to get good deals on movie tickets and stuff. Even though Movie Pass is not a thing anymore, there are other ways to get pretty cheap movies. But let's take a look at, like, I guess people would care about the PlayStation Store because it's like, digital goods. What are they selling these for? 25 bucks for 25? I mean, I only care so much about a Dunkin' gift card, right? So you said AMC. Give me a better example of the gift cards to look for, because I'm not getting excited over, overpriced popcorn and sodas and candies and movie tickets, which you can just go to a matinee or get on the AMC plan, which gives you like X amount of movies to watch a month for cheap anyways. There's already alternatives to going to the movies for cheap. This feels like a grift to buy stolen gift cards. I mean, how, like, I kind of understand how this works. There are websites that buy gift cards from people who got gift cards who just want straight up cash. So they give them some lower amount and then they'll resell it for some higher amount than they bought it for. But we can't call, I don't know, this website is called Gameflip. And if the thing that we're gonna prop up about it is like, you know, brick and mortar gift cards and not the actual games, then I don't know, man. I don't know. What's Danny Carvajal's defense on this? Look up some non-week-old games. Okay, so look up older games. Okay. Well, we're gonna do a comparison, right? Crimson Desert. Does that count? Is it like 2 months? Is it, how old is Crimson Desert now? When did this come out? Or are you saying like look at least a year old games? It released in March, so it's a month old. Is that old enough or no? Wouldn't brand new games being discounted be the best comparison? Yeah, I agree. That is more impressive. You don't get it. Flipping gift cards is the game. So we can't look at new games. Arc Raiders is like what? Some 2025, $29.99. All right, we're gonna do a comparison. Arc Raiders, bro. We got so official price is $40. We got some as low as 22, 23, a bunch of 23 versus $29.99. I don't know. Is Danny Carvajal a Gameflip employee planted into the stream? I'm not trying to make one website look good or bad. I'm just this is all like the flow of this is going the way that the chat is taking it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling like Allkeyshop is the more goated one. This Gameflip website though, I'm not impressed. I mean, I think we could do this for a while and we would get the same results. So let's look at other games. Okay. Forza Motorsport 6 Standard Edition. Why would that be $250? I just watched the LTT video you were in, and I gotta ask, is Linus's persona on camera how he is in real life? No, he's way more chill off of camera. He definitely like puts on the energy for the camera. Linus is super chill. I'm convinced that anyone who actually like hates on Linus, for the most part, hates him for his success. Like, even the whole him buying a jet thing, that's like so many YouTubers do big, like when you get to a certain size, you can't just make build guides and stuff anymore. You have unfortunately the game of YouTube is as you scale your size up and viewership up, you also have to scale your productions and stuff. He can't continue to make videos like he used to 10-15 years ago. He can't make videos that like types of videos that I would make. It just wouldn't hit with the audience. Unfortunately you have to keep on one-upping yourself. So like that's why they do all these crazy things like buy fire trucks and jets and all that stuff. But like people don't see it for the entertainment value that it is, and they just want to hate on him saying, oh, he's so out of touch, he's spending all this money on this kind of stuff. He's not paying his employees well. Anyone who thinks Linus doesn't pay his employees well, I don't think they like have a functioning brain. The fact that people that work for Linus, I guess the biggest one is Jake, and I don't know if Elijah has talked about it much, but it's like the equation of being able to buy a house is not just how much money you make. You could be, have you not seen people who live in San Francisco and Silicon Valley and New York and stuff like that? Do you assume people with tech jobs and like, healthcare, whatever, high paying 6-figure plus jobs, they can't afford to buy a house just because they don't make enough money? No, it's because the housing market sucks. The housing market in Vancouver, even if you made double what Linus paid you, it would still be difficult to buy a house. So I don't know. I've been seeing so many discussions on Reddit, Twitter, and all that stuff saying like, "Oh my God, Linus doesn't pay his employees well." Like, guys, you guys are morons. I'm sorry. Oh no. I'm not saying sorry. You're I went on a side tangent rant there. I'm not saying you were specifically asking that question because you're putting hate on him. That's just where my ADHD brain went to. Um and what happens if your boss doesn't pay you well is that, or if you don't think they're paying you well enough. Like, cuz some people might value themselves more than their boss does. Actually, that happens all the time. So then you leave and do something that pays you more, which is what some of the employees have done. But it's like the amount of money that they've made going solo, there's no way Linus can pay that type of money had all those people stayed there. Like Jake's channel is blooming right now. He's getting tons of views. His growth is huge. He's probably the equivalent of pulling in like a lot more than he made there. Like it wouldn't be sustainable for LMG to pay all their employees that much or all their on-screen talent that much. Jake could afford to buy a freaking farm. He did buy a farm recently, though he said he went in debt. Though anyone who buys a house goes in debt. So I don't know like if he was saying that line to like try to make it sound like, like uh hey, like because he hasn't been solo for long enough to save up enough money to buy a house. So does that mean Linus actually did pay him well because he had to have saved some money to be able to buy that farm he talked about, but he had to add in there that he went in so much debt for it. But it's like, bro, you go in debt no matter what when you buy a house, unless you're just straight up rich. I don't know. But sorry for the off tangent rant. Linus is pretty chill. I'm not like a Linus simp by any means. I've said this multiple times. Like of all the PC hardware channels, I probably watched Linus maybe like in the top 5, but he's nowhere near my top number 1 considering all the content he puts out. I watched Gamers Nexus and Hardware Unboxed probably the most, just because of their kind of more technical, in-depth coverage of stuff. But I watched Linus for the entertainment value, and I think he gets way more flack than he deserves. Like in person, super chill. I met him multiple times in person. But for that video that we collabed on, that was the most personal I've ever gotten. Like in a room with him, and yeah, he was very chill. Why not buy a house in cash like Jesse from Breaking Bad? I mean, not many people have that much cash laying around. Jake also owns several cars and has flaunted wasting his money before leaving, so I don't know. I mean, I think two things can be true at once, right? Uh I think he felt undervalued, but also I think Linus could have been paying him like, well for the median income for a technical job in the Vancouver area. Um what is your number one? Like what's my number one watched channel of all time or like tech channel? Actually, I think I know what my number one YouTube channel is. Like my favorite YouTube channel. I will watch every single video that is ever posted no matter what. And that's MKBHD. I don't know, something about Marquez. I've never I don't think I've ever been to an event that he was at. So I've never had the opportunity to meet him. And it's kind of strange because I don't know how much older I am than him. I think how old is he now? But it's like in terms of like my YouTube idols, it's probably MKBHD. Uh and it's weird saying that about someone who is he's 32 and so I'm like 5 years older than him. But no matter what, even if it's about a video about like Apple or Mac products, which I do not care about, I will sit through and watch an MKBHD video. Like every time a new one releases, I watch it. Graphically challenged, probably. No, just trying to get them free. No, so funny thing. Actually, I don't know if I can talk about this, but no. They give the VIP tickets even if you don't lick feet. um, but I just think just reading all, there is a subreddit called LMG Jet for all the people who, for some reason, continue to watch Linus's content, even though they hate him so much, to start a subreddit to just talk shit about him like 24/7. You should go read it. It's a pretty funny subreddit. Um, but yeah, MKBHD. I think Dave2D also. Anytime Dave2D drops a video, I pretty much always watch it, even if it's on Apple products, which I don't care about. Something about so I think both Dave2D and MKBHD, they're definitely not the most technical channels around. But I think it's their style of delivery and their overall coverage of a certain product, and them giving their opinions on it, but also not getting too much into the weeds is what I like about it. It's an easy watch. It's like if I am interested in a product coming out and they make a video on it, whether it be like a phone or a laptop or whatever electronics, a steam machine probably, they'll both probably cover that. Like I'll watch their videos just because I want to get like it's kind of like a vibe check almost. And then I will go and watch, whatever teardown videos or Gamers Next's in-depth coverage and testing or whatever other channels on it too. Um, but yeah, buying a house isn't cheap. Buying the house is the simple part. I mean, getting a 20% down payment, uh, especially in today's market, especially if you're in an area like the West Coast or like Vancouver and stuff, where the average price of a single family house is what, like six, 700, $800,000. 20% of that is over $100,000. To have that in cash ready to go, it's kind of difficult. But you're right. There's so many other things that come afterwards. Property taxes is like, that's gonna be like, depending on how much where you live, that can be like in the few thousands a year. Insurance, also utilities. It's more of if something breaks or you buy a house, you didn't know about the problems, just maintenance, like, roofs. Our roof needs to get replaced eventually. It's hitting that 25-year mark, so that's not going to be cheap. A new roof on a house our size is probably, I don't even want to think about it. Probably if you don't have the right, if you don't know the right people, in the ballpark of like 30 to 40 grand, which is ridiculous considering the percentage of that, versus the whole price of the house. Replacing anything in a house is like in a car individually. If you add everything up, it's gonna well exceed the value of the house that you paid for. Like replacing a small thing makes no sense in it. Like I do not look at a roof and think, oh yes, that is worth about the 10% of the value of my house, when there's so many other things in the house that is expensive as well. I had no idea Linus got crap. Oh, no way. How much he makes it. Wait, you really didn't know Linus got crap? Man, you should definitely check out Twitter and Reddit and any of the other stuff. Any of the other social media platforms where discussion is a thing, because he catches a lot of crap. Stream submissions when you get a chance. Okay. Is this going to be a link to finally a good stream submissions? Wait. How did your house catch on fire? Was anyone home? Random lore dropping during LAN video. Also, y'all suck at ordering pizza. I mean, have you ever tried to order pizza for like 14 people who have different preferences while trying to save as much money as possible? But it wasn't my house that caught on fire. It was my parents' apartment building. And at that time, my mom, she kept all the like old family photos and stuff like that. Like all my work through like grade school and all of that, all the certificates of achievements, whatever, diplomas, high school yearbook photo, all that stuff. Like I don't know why I never took them from my mom, but she just had them. I guess when I moved out, I just left them. You know, your parents sometimes have that. They sometimes keep your room intact when you move out, or like they have all your like baby photos and family photos and all that stuff. They are usually the safekeepers of that for a long time until I guess they pass away, and then you go discover it. But no, so there's an apartment fire, and then while their unit wasn't the one that caught on fire, the damage of the surrounding, especially once you have all that ash and stuff, they don't let you go back in and claim all your stuff. It's just like a loss. So that's why we lost all of our childhood memories, unfortunately. Do you guys think Danny should make a GPU rumor video every other day? Yeah, like Gamer Meld? No. Oh my god. I that channel. I can't. Bolt Graphics is a new. Wait, we looked at Bolt Graphics before. Bolt Graphics. Didn't we look at this like a year or two ago? And yeah, I remember this. What's been going on with them? Okay. They made. Oh wait, no, it wasn't even a year ago. I remember this article. Bold claim of outperforming 5090 by 10x. Yeah, this was in the last year. I don't. Is anyone taking this company seriously? Have we seen anything from them? Yeah, all this stuff is from around that time frame. Have we seen? I mean, I guess there's something. I haven't been following this. The Bolt Zeus, right? Uh oh yeah, the Sony DRM thing. Okay, so this actually I'm not as we'll go to the DRM, but also I saw this one on Tom's Hardware just today. So Chinese CPU maker, I don't know how to say this, Liswan Tech becomes only the fourth GPU maker to ever earn Microsoft WHQO certification. LX7G100 GPU joins NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel as it crosses the driver finish line. First Chinese firm to earn certification. So, and was this even the company that was covered whenever they were talking about Chinese graphics cards? I don't really follow like the next potential Chinese contender graphics cards, but seeing this article made me think like, um, how, like, I guess, how affordable are these going to be if they ever hit the market and if they ever become available in the US? And are they going to surprise us? Maybe not. That I always I always think of when we talk about what like the Chinese are capable of. I always go back to right now, kind of like the EV thing, where it seems like everything coming out of China just seems way better than what the EV market looks like in the US. And if it's like that for graphics cards, which it probably wouldn't be, it'd be pretty hard, I think, for a first gen product to like even come close to touching AMD, NVIDIA, or even Intel. I'm just curious, like what the performance of this is going to be like. More Threads was a Chinese card everyone was talking about. Yeah. Has officially entered. Okay. If we look at the specs of it, so yeah, they don't give us any really useful information. I mean, just the memory typing capacity is probably the only like specs worthy of talking about in terms of capability. But then even this means nothing when we know nothing about like stream processors and oh, I guess the LX Ultra up to 24 teraflops. Yeah, I don't know. I can't draw any conclusions from this. But okay, Sony DRM. Their near slave labor is hard to compete with. This is true. Yeah, it can't be the same price. It needs to be cheaper. No one's gonna buy the competitor new product for the same price. Critzy OP. Hey, what's going on, Danny? My buddy made a life-changing upgrade from an RX 550 2GB to a 3070 Ti for 250. Okay, that's about the same or the going price for those. Now I'm wondering, I've got a 3060 12 gig. Should I go for 5070 or hunt for a good 4070 deal? So 5070s have actually gone up in price. I personally would probably go for the 4070 deal. Look at the 5070 as a 4070 Super. It is pretty much neck and neck with that, except now 5000 series get some of the others GeForce Experience or NVIDIA software stuff that a lot of people I guess don't care about. So performance wise, just look at it as a 4070 Super and compare the price, and I'm guessing you might mean new. I think 4070s have been in the market for long enough though that you can find a better deal and get more, performance per dollar spent on them. And if you're asking this question, it seems like you are probably pretty money conscious. And yeah, I think I would just go for the 4070 unless a 5070 Super deal was too good to pass up relative to it. But it's going to be highly dependent on your local market. Those cards are so new that it's hard to they haven't like cemented themselves with like good average prices yet. The prices are pretty close to like what an MSRP card of that performance level would be because it's only like 1 gen old. But if you can find a good deal, then I would say go for that. You gotta go to Tech Power Up, see what the performance difference is, and then look at the price difference. Which compare the percentages, do some ratios, and pick the one that gets you more performance per dollar. Are Intel GPUs a viable choice when it comes to gaming? Like, do you know anyone who uses a B? I don't know anyone who uses them personally. I did for a bit, and then it sucked at Premiere Pro, so then I even stopped. I think they're viable choices if you can get them for cheap enough. Anything is viable if the price is right. But yeah, like, if you can find a B580 for 150, yes, I would say that's a crazy good deal. Go for it, use it. But the way it's looking like right now, the equivalent cards to something like the A770 or B580 you can find from AMD and Nvidia for the same price, or get better performance for the same price. So it doesn't make sense. It only makes sense in a good enough deal, which I don't think Intel Arc cards. I mean, we brought up the eBay A750 deal for what is that 160 ish on eBay earlier. That's a decent deal, but I also found a 7600 in my local area for $150, which performs better than the A750 by quite a bit. So I would rather go for that card instead. Nope, are you a washed unk? I don't know if I'm a washed unk. Am I unk? I don't think I'm unk status yet, right? What would you guys say would be the minimum age to be unk status? I feel like in your 30s is not unk status yet. I got a B580 and my server is great for transcoding. What do you have in your main system? And would you ever put it in your main system permanently? It sucks that Intel is basically out of the discrete GPU. Yeah, did we talk about that in any of the previous streams? I think I saw coverage of. I think that might have been last week. But Intel Arc Celestial. What would you call it? Soft canceled? Canceled based on this reports from this month. It'll still appear in mobile and integrated, but dedicated, we're not seeing the next Celestial. But then they said their Druid is still up in the air. This is based on some leaker on like Twitter or something like that. But yeah. I don't know. When your siblings have kids, oh, then I've been an unk. Yeah, I've been an unk for like 7 years now, I guess. Oh, okay. Sony DRM. Is Ant-Man even still here? So Jason was saying this is overblown. Let's see. So listen. Okay, what is the most? Oh my god. Okay, Tech Power Up. I was about to be like, ugh, I'm not really a fan of a lot of these publications, but I like Tech Power Up. Okay. News recently broke about the DRM system Sony has seemingly silently implemented in the PS5 that would make buyers of digital games go online every 30 days to validate a license or potentially be locked out of the games until they can access an internet connection. Now, according to some research done by Andrew on the Reset Error forums, it seems as though it's not quite as simple as that. It turns out going online to validate the DRM license may only be a requirement for the first 14 days to attempt to avoid users from buying a game, then refunding the game, and playing it anyway in offline mode using some exploits. So that's probably what was overblown about it. So yeah, the idea of having to constantly every 30 days going online to validate your license for like single player games, that's definitely a very bad thing. People already don't have a really good relationship or like outlook of DRM in general. But this is like taking it to the next extreme. But if it's temporarily, let me think about it. There are some downsides to this if this statement is true, where if it is only enabled in the first 14 days, or only be a requirement in the first 14 days, what if people bought the game and then they don't have an internet connection in that first 14 days for whatever reason? You can't force people to have an internet connection. Some people just are in situations where it's not viable. So that's pretty crappy. So their explanation on the Reset Error forum post details the full methodology, but essentially what the user found by comparing 2 copies of the same game purchased on 2 separate PSN accounts, once before the new requirement and once after, is that Sony is issuing a 30-day license for the first 14 days and swapping that license out for a perpetual license after the refund period has lapsed. This would mean that after Sony's DRM servers has been able to validate the license once after the 14-day refund period is over, there will be no restrictions on offline play beyond that. Okay, as is usual case. But this somewhat resolves the issues that have been brought up surrounding this DRM feature, but it still may present issues for those who are not able to connect to the internet more than 14 days after purchasing the game. I don't know. Yeah. So I feel like this is something that, I mean, I saw it pop up all over my YouTube, feed. Like people are making shorts on it. People are making videos on it. Just by searching it in the news, there's tons of articles within the last day or two. If we get down to it, the percentage of people who are actually affected by any of this is probably very small. I don't know. Like, are we thinking single digit? Most people have an ongoing internet connection at all times. It doesn't mean that this is right, but the people who would have actually been affected by it, I just don't foresee it being that big. But I mean, obviously, anytime we can dunk on a huge megacorp, we have to, right? Remember, this is people who bought a game online 14 days prior, law. So yes, a small amount of people might be affected, but very small. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying that the outcry for it, I don't know if it's proportionate to how many people are actually affected. And I would have to think that like there are workarounds for even the people who wouldn't, who are affected by this 14-day period. Like if you contact either customer support, which is I know a pain in the ass, but yeah, DRM, it's a touchy subject. Tarnished Gamer says, when I hear people say you don't truly own your games, it's really y'all don't own your games. I have a decent sized GOG library built up over the years. Don't lump me in. Wait, but what happened? What happens if GOG servers go down and you don't have the games downloaded? Or are you saying you keep all the games downloaded on a drive somewhere so that even if the servers go down and the client stops working, you can still play those games? Um, like the entire library. What? No, Intel Arc is not canceled. The next planned. Why would they just cancel Celestio? Just delay it and call the next thing Celestio. Like, why skip the C and go to the D? Maybe it's because mobile stuff already can come out. It sounds like why 8000 series or like when Nvidia mobile stuff came out, they skipped a generation's number worth back then. But yeah. Most of the ones I played are downloaded locally. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of storage, though, given how big games are getting these days. To have everything. You don't truly own it unless it is actually physically on some media somewhere and you can still log in and play it without the client, without the servers being online. Because if that ever happens one day, then you're as, crap out of luck as everybody else. I have 24 terabyte drive with a copy of all my GOG games. Says the Smash TV network. What was the other thing? Yeah, you're getting a 1.0 version of the game on disc. Try that with Cyberpunk Law. Yeah. Even physical is sketchy too. A lot of these disc drives need online check-in too. Full games are even on discs now. Remember when games were across multiple discs? Both on console and on PC. World of Warcraft, the original install, was it 3 or 4 discs? And then like games like Final Fantasy 7. Was Final Fantasy 7 the first PlayStation game to span multiple discs? I think it was the first one I remember seeing and thinking like, whoa, what? You gotta change the disc at a certain point of the game? And that one had 3 discs, and then 8 and 9, I believe, had 4 discs. 7 Rebirth is... Wait, do you have the physical copy, Jason? It pisses me off that a lot of physical Switch 2 games are just CD keys inside a physical box. I'm trying to think. For the original Switch, did they ever have that? I think we have bought something that had that before, but I can't remember what. Red Dead Redemption 2 had 2 discs on PS4 law. You um Did you buy like a special, any collector's edition, or just because you wanted the physical copy of the game because you're a big FF fan? Actually, wait. There's a. Oh wait, are you talking about you bought it on console? This whole time I was assuming PC, unless you are talking about it on PC, which I have not even thought about buying a PC game. You know, like physical discs of in years. JRPGs, what started the multi-disc? Yeah, yeah. It was a PS5 exclusive. Oh yeah. Then okay, yeah. So you are talking about because you are talking about the Blu-ray disc. So I don't even know. Like, has anyone bought a PC game physical copy of anything? I imagine that would be a CD key in the box. What was the last game I bought physically? Aside from collector's editions, WoW expansions, which that was pretty recent, but that excluded. Yeah, I don't even remember the last time I bought. No way could it have been Modern Warfare, like the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare in 2007. I remember I bought a box disc of that. And then after that, I just played a crap ton of MMOs, so I didn't really need to buy any. And then by that point, Steam was basically the place to go for games. So yeah. Mass Effect gave away one with this disc, a working copy of Mass Effect if you open a ticket. Wait. I have lots of CDs or DVDs in the past. The last physical PC game I bought, I think, was Battlefield 4 Final Fantasy 14 when it came out. It's been a minute. I had a physical copy of WoW back in the day. Free trial 04, yeah. Like, I have, let's see. So, what box is this? This wasn't my original. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please don't be broken. I have a. I think I brought this CD sleeve out, or this disc thing out before. Let's see if I still have that original Call of Duty 4 disc. Okay. So yeah, this is the Game of the Year edition, which came out after the fact. This is not my original box that I bought WoW from, but let's just open this up to see. I think this was my buddy's, and when he was cleaning up, like, you know, years after this game came out, I was like, hey, I'll take the box because I am a hoarder and I keep stuff like this. But ooh, we got a free 10-day guest pass. What? I wonder if this code. You don't even need a guest pass anymore because WoW is free to play up to level 20. So whatever this. Oh, here's a game key. Maybe I should hide that. Maybe that might be actually tied to some account that I don't want out there. But yeah, back. So this was 4 discs with all the different art on it. What I remember specifically about this box, though, was this. When WoW first came out, I was obsessed with this. Whenever I couldn't play, I was reading this thing. Every toilet session for the longest time was this. The way that this is a thick manual too. This is a nice quality manual. But the way they described all the classes in here, they just made every class sound so badass when you read it. Let me read a section. Let me see. Where's all the class? Races and classes. So, okay. Let me read just a random one. The Warrior. The Warrior is the toughest of all classes in World of Warcraft. They have the highest health of any class, can use the best weapons, can wear the heaviest armor, and can also deal an excellent amount of damage. Melee combat is the Warrior's forte, and while they aren't as quick or lethal as the Rogue, nor as adept at range combat as a Major Hunter, they are nevertheless one of the toughest classes in World of Warcraft. Every class in this book had a description like that, where it actually made it difficult before you knew anything about the game. Reading these descriptions of each of the classes made it sound like every class was the most badass class in the world. And then later on, we figured out that wasn't the case, and there were definitely a tier list, and there were some classes better than others. Unk Slop Show and Tell, exactly. Let me read the Hunter one, because my first class was the Hunter, because I read this. The Hunter is a unique class in World of Warcraft because it is primarily a ranged attacker. Even though other classes can learn to use ranged weapon, none of them are as proficient in their deadly use as the Hunter. To support the Hunter's ranged attacks, this class has two main advantages: a loyal pet and a wide array of movement restricting abilities. Like, that just made the Hunter sound so badass. But anyways, so that's the WoW thing. But next in the show and tell, let me see if I have that Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4 original CD. So I do have Battlefield 2142. I also have some tablet software thing. I got Dave Chappelle live at the Fillmore for what it's worth. The actual CD. I got Windows XP with the product key on a burnt CD. I actually used this Windows XP a lot to reformat. Oh, I got an original Windows. Which one is this? When I bought my Dell laptop. Yes, Windows Vista. Look at that. Home Premium 32-bit Windows Vista. With my product key. I have the product key for Windows Vista as well. Okay, where is it at? Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne disc. So here's the World at War that I never really played because it came with my graphics card at the time. I just thought it wasn't as good as Modern Warfare. Some ASRock motherboard and Sapphire graphics card drivers. Do I not have? Oh no. I actually don't have the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It looks like. Nope, I don't have it. Dang. I guess World at War that came with my graphics card. That might be the last physical disc I have. What other things? Frisbees? Yeah. They do work good, kind of good as coasters. There's a hole in the middle, so some water might actually get through. Remember these, though? These mini discs? Also, remember the discs with the cut-off edges? I don't even remember what those were called, but you got your... What were these even called? I didn't have too many of these small discs, but here's like, a full-size CD. But what were those cut-off CDs? Cut off. Where the sides were kind of cut off, you guys remember? These things! Like, I remember when these first came out, I was like, how does that work? It's when the laser's trying to read it, wouldn't it read gaps when it reaches the edge and it's spinning super fast and stuff? I still have no idea how this works. Maybe they only have data up to like a certain radius away from it, but I never owned, I don't think I ever owned any of these, or at least I never used it. I mean, it works just like a CD, but yeah, we're going down the rabbit hole of old school classic CDs. Have you been to the PC game section lately? It's all Nancy Drew and vaporware garbage for normies on DVDs. I've seen them in Target and stuff. Yeah, it's like weird, not Steam games. No. I take that back. I think one of the more recent times I've been to Target, I think I still saw a physical copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 in the like PC games physical section. It's kind of funny to see, given that by this point, GTA 5 on PC, at least the original version, non-enhanced, is like 10 plus years old. To still see like a CD for it. I miss physical release culture, the artwork, collectibles, etc. Yeah. But you think about it, so much of it went to waste over the years. Interior crocodile. Wait, crocodile? Crocodile. I love the videos. Always give me good content. Thanks for the viewership. I appreciate it. You hang those things on strings to scare away birds? You talking about the reflection on the CDs? Yeah. I'm missing Blizzard Battle Chest. That Diablo 2 kit is burned in my brain. I had the... I never got into Diablo 2 until way after the fact. We did have I did buy the StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War battle chest, as well as the Warcraft 2. No, it was just the Warcraft battle chest when it came with Orcs and Humans, as well as 2 Tides of Darkness and Beyond the Dark Portal. But I never had the Warcraft 3 battle chest, nor did I have Diablo. I don't know if I have a floppy disk in this house at the moment. I don't think I ever kept it. Can we still buy floppy disks? Do kids even know what floppy disks are these days? Ah, you can. What? 10 pack is $22 and they're the 1.44 megabytes each. Bro, that's like $2.30 a piece. I don't know, man. I'm sure there's some office somewhere that has a box filled with these, or like so many floppy disks have probably been thrown out over the years. To pay $23 for a 10 pack brand new just seems like such a ripoff. I don't remember ever buying floppy disks. I always just had access to them somehow, whether it be from school or from like, my parents already had them. So I don't remember what floppy disks used to cost back when they were the relevant thing before CD-ROMs became either more mainstream with burners or more affordable. Does anyone, who's more unk than me? How much were floppy disks back then? And how does this price compare? I saw someone on Java selling their Millennial PC game collection, and it's like 50 PC games from the last 20 years. How much was it? We gotta pull this up. PC Millennial. Hopefully they named it that. Oh, there it is. $70. Dude, this is some history right here. Yeah, the Windows Games for Windows label on it. Got the Warcraft 3, Morrowind, got some classic bangers here. And then we got another picture, or is this all of it? Crisis, original, is this all the same stuff? For $70. So basically, I guess it's for collectors who want, like to fill up shelves and stuff. I never got into WoW. I knew it was the type of game that would suck me in for years. I have an addictive personality. Yeah, no, WoW sucked away many people's lives. But it's one of those games where if you've ever played it, you'll probably have fond memories of it because it was kind of like social media back in the day, right? Like back before Discord became there was always forums and things like that. But to actively, when you logged on, to be able to chat to people around the world and play with them at any given point in time, the world is persisting, 24/7 servers are running. It was definitely a huge social aspect of it, obviously, because it's massive on multiplayer. And I think that's what most people's fond memories of the games are. Like part of it is, your leveling progression and getting the loot you got, but all of that was all of it was under or on top of the foundation of the social experience of it. That was what was addicting about it. I think I paid $9.99 for 10 floppy disks. Okay, so inflation, man. I used to do, yeah, we used to save I remember this very specifically. In ninth grade, the computer class, we were working on PowerPoints. And once you put enough word art and pictures into a PowerPoint file, you couldn't fit it on a floppy drive. But there was an option in PowerPoint, and I don't even know if this is still a thing anymore, but you could save it in like a compressed mode so that it would fit on a floppy disk. And then when that happened, that was when I realized, okay, I need to pick up a thumb drive. And we went and, like, me and my brother went to go buy our first thumb drives ever. How old am I, lol? I'm 30, turning 37 this year. Have you tried the new Fantasy Star on Steam, Jason? Isn't it kind of like an MMOE-ish? It's free to play. It's I was never into Fantasy Star because I never owned the game, but my cousins and like my friends at school and stuff would talk about it, I would be like, "Oh man, that actually sounds very awesome." Um, and I wanted so it is an MMO, Fantasy Star Online 2. But apparently it's not as good, unfortunately. Doesn't live up to the legacy. It's nothing like the original. It's been out for so long, it's hard to get into. Okay. I remember coming across this. I never gave it a try, but I came across it and got pretty close to playing it in my desperation search of like trying to find a new MMO, which I go through every once in a while. I'm kind of going through one right now. I'm really really wanting to play an MMO right now. I know I don't have the time to, but something about playing an MMO, even if it's only for like a week or two or even a month, like super hardcore, just to like get into the world, the lore, the class, and like just to play a bit of it for a while, even if you put it down and never touch it again. That process, doing it each time with a brand new MMO, I find it quite enjoyable. I've done that with a number of MMOs in recent years. Yeah, Fantasy Star preceded even WoW. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy 11, there's EverQuest, lots of. Uh, I I have this really old magazine. I don't want to go grab it right now, but I have a really old, like gaming magazine, and it has like Rubies of Eventide. It has like all these old MMOs in it that back in the day I had no idea. You know, as a kid, as like a 10-year-old or whatever, the first MMOs ever to come out, I just gave no craps about. But now that I see them and I'm like, oh man, like I kind of want to see what these games are about if they still exist or what they were about if there's private servers of them coming out. But Rubies of Eventide, that was 2003, yeah. So I was like 14 at the time, probably when that magazine came out. But um yeah, something about the whole MMO genre. It's amazing how many games have existed because making a game versus making a game with a persistent online world is like it's totally different things. Single player games can still persist years from now if you have the physical medium or whatever like to play it. You don't need an online connection. But some of these games just simply don't even exist anymore because you need the servers up and running. And unless there's been a fan project to keep them like, some private version of them alive, they're just gone forever. Though this one was a free game. Okay, when did this shut down? Shut down and restarted after 6 years, ceased operations in 2009. So yeah, it's been gone for a while now. But hey, what's up, HCZ? What's going on? Yeah, the strategy guides. I actually went back and bought the WoW strategy guides. Just because it's so awesome. The cool thing about strategy guides for MMOs specifically compared to single player games is that it's like a snapshot in time or history because the game is gonna change like so much dramatically since version like 1.0 or whatever that strategy guide came out. So being able to look back at that and seeing how much has changed or the information is outdated is pretty cool. Versus single player strategy guides, it's just like that's how the game will always be no matter what. At least for older single player games. Now single player games, there's DLCs and they patch things, but usually not like huge content patches unless it's DLCs. But like, okay, strategy guides. Is there like a Crimson Jet? Like, I'm just trying to think of any modern game. It just feels like there's no reason to have strategy guides anymore because everything is online. But I'm talking about like, can you buy physical strategy? You can. This one has a 1-star average out of 2 reviews, but you can buy a paperback, 122 pages of modern games. Like, do they have a Pragmata? I guess Brady Games or whoever the heck makes strategy guides will always try to make some money off of a physical version. Is there shopping manual? Huh. It was just yeah, WoW strategy guys is think of a thesaurus. But yeah, so growing up, like we had a lot of strategy guides. I don't know why. It just became a thing. Like when our mom bought us a game, she was like, "Oh, you want the strategy guide?" And my brother and I would say, "Oh yeah, sure." But it was totally cheating, right? Like getting all the answers right away, and the way we played it too. Oh man, it's horrible. We ruined the gaming experience for so many games growing up. Like we would actively play along with the strategy guide, so there was no sense of discovery. It was just like everything given to you. So as I grew up, I learned like, oh, this isn't the way you should be playing video games. So now looking back, I like strategy guides because they're pretty cool, kind of like a time capsule or like kind of like an artifact of like, old games and stuff like that. You can look back at old strategy guides. But also I dislike them because they're kind of like just a cheat where instead of figuring it out yourself, you just have all the answers given to you. It's time to make a game, Anarchy Online. I would love the perfect MMO, but Anarchy Online. That's also one I didn't get to play. Anarchy Online was 2001. Yeah, I've never got a chance to experience this, but you can still play it. Wait, it's been on. It says 2001. Has it really been on Steam since 2001? You can play it for free, bro. How big is this download? Wait, how big is this download? You only need Windows 98 or ME or 2000 or XP Vista. So you can play it on any version of Windows basically. Maybe not Windows 95, but all you need is a Pentium 3 and 128 megabytes of RAM and a Direct3D compatible 32 megabyte graphics card, internet connection, only 3 gigs of space on your drive. That's about the same size of WoW when it came out. It's around like 3 or 4 gigs, I think. Huh. Oh no, but starting January 1st, 2024, Steam client will only support Windows 10 or later. Okay, interesting. Yes, Vanguard Saga of Heroes. Dude, Vanguard Saga of Heroes, what is it? Warhammer, Age of Reckoning. There's so many MMOs that came out. Like, when was this? 2008? Yeah, like around when WoW was at its peak, all these other games, 2007, came out that was supposed to be a WoW killer. But like, are you kidding me? So I never got a chance to play these games because I was either playing WoW or I had gotten to the point where I was like, okay, I'm overpaying for subscription games for a while. But you're telling me even original classic vanilla WoW in 2004 without enhanced graphics looks better than whatever the hell this WoW killer was supposed to be. What is this?
What's up, guys?
Tabula Rasa. Yeah, exactly. I am excited for Ion 2. I am excited for Ion 2. Even though it might be a pay to win cash grab shop, just like Throne in Liberty, if it's a pretty MMO that I can get into for a little bit, even though I put in like many hours into Throne in Liberty, there like there's dude, WoW aged so well, vanilla classic WoW. Like what the hell is this? Like you know, okay, whatever. The frame rate sucks, but you can just tell looking at the like the environment, the UI and stuff. This game wasn't even close. Let's see, Warhammer. This game, what did this one look like? I never played this one either, but I remember people were super stoked and excited about this one. Yeah. Turtle Wow was trying to do Unreal Engine 5, but they just got shut down within like the last week, unfortunately. I was kind of looking forward to that. The Turtle Wow's Unreal Engine. Warhammer was the first one that had good PvP. Dude, Tabula, what was the other one that wasn't Tabula Rasa? Sorry guys, we're going down like a nostalgia trip right now. As I get ready to end stream. So I never played Tabula Rasa. Oh, Hellgate London, wasn't that from the makers? Dude, all these games, like live service games, that just simply doesn't exist anymore. Actually, does Hellgate London? Can you still play this? You can still play Hellgate London. This was from like I think some of the Diablo 2 original devs or something made this game. Yeah, man. Online gaming. There was a time where I was up to like always up to date with the news of all these types of games. I was just too poor to like shell out money to play all of them, especially if they had subscriptions. Oh, I don't have fond memories of WildStar. We played WildStar. Me and my friends played WildStar. I don't think it is as good as people remember it to be. I remember, well, maybe specifically me. Once you play WoW, your expectations are at a certain level, and WildStar, nah, it did not feel like the combat and just the vibe of the game, was not good. Was that on Steam or did it have its own client? Do I have like WildStar Game Time? Nope, I do not have it. So it must have been its own client. Where's EverQuest? I never had a chance to play EverQuest. I don't know if I could go back to the original EverQuest or EverQuest 2 just because it's one of those things with a lot of these older games, you kind of had to have been there. Otherwise, going back, it doesn't feel good. There is some rose tinted glasses and nostalgia from them. WoW did age pretty well compared. Yeah, WoW is like. I mean, no, I can't say that. EverQuest is still going pretty strong, but the numbers are definitely like tiny in comparison. I like Terra. We did play quite a bit of Terra. I don't have any Terra screenshots. I do have Alod's online screenshots though. If anyone played Alod's was really good. Alod's was like the WoW clone, but my god, was this game. If anyone ever played Alod's, this was the class that I played, the Gibberlings, where you were three little people. This game, I thought, for a free to play MMO WoW clone, it held all of my friend group's attention. We played a decent amount of Alod's. We got to end game, all that stuff. But yeah, Terra, I never got to end game in Terra. But I played a decent amount of it. What class was I? I think I was a caster class playing these little animal people. This was pretty fun as well. The combat system in this was interesting, where it's kind of like more directional. Jeez, man, Chris is bringing up all the names of these games as well. Where's the Pragmata gameplay at? I did install Pragmata. We're not gonna play it tonight, but is anyone playing Pragmata at the moment, and how is it? Here's the thing about the state of like just being online. anytime I hear about something or it's making a lot of headlines in the news, it's more so usually a negative thing. So apparently the thing about Pragmata is gamers are playing it and are like feeling a sense of wanting to be a parent or something like that from from the headlines I was catching. And apparently people like Hassan Piker and Tim Pool are making fun of lonely like nerd virgin gamers for now wanting to be parents after seeing this little android child with this main character that you control in the game and stuff. So I don't know much about Pragmata except for like the negative press in that regard, but I do plan to add it to the benchmarking suite. So it just from the gameplay that I've watched, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's just everything is surrounded in such negative news these days, even in the PC and tech space. That's usually how I catch wind of anything going on. Pragmata might be the modern day baby boom. I mean, if these gamers can, find a partner. Racists and misogynists get mad at everything. It's unavoidable. Yeah, that's been a trend. Like it's like similar with Assassin's Creed. It was in the news for so long just because of the race of one of the main characters and the fact that he might have been gay. Jason will adopt the Pragmata. Yes, mid 2000s was definitely the golden era for MMOs. Unfortunately, that ship has long sailed. I don't know if it's ever coming back. I don't think the world is the right place now or moving forward for the MMO genre. It is I think now just going to be kind of a niche thing. I mean, obviously WoW and Final Fantasy 14 and stuff still has lots of players, but compared to like all of gaming, MMOs have been kind of backed into a niche corner. It doesn't help that you have to pay to play it, but if you don't pay to play, then you get way more bots like infest. Like all the free MMOs, if you ever played them, always filled with bots, gold sellers, and stuff like that. Because they're free. It doesn't cost anything to make a new account, and they just don't have the money to hire GMs and community managers and stuff like that. Yes, Jason, I've been seeing you. You started that channel in your Discord server, kind of writing quick snippets of each game you're beating. Which, oh my god, yeah, man, that feels like. Are you clocking how many hours of gaming you're doing per week? It seems like a lot to run through some of these games. Yes, you've been going ham on your backlog. I saw you playing like I forgot which Batman Arkham game. I was like, what the is he benchmarking this for like older hardware or is he actually playing this? You hit 100 hours on GeForce Now in 15 days. What's the math on that? 7. Yeah, it's like 6. Oh my god, 6 to 7. It's like 6. Yeah, around there. Because 7 is 105 hours. 7 hours a day. Yeah. City of Heroes and then City of Villains, and then they were gonna bring that back. Yeah. I never played those games, but it looked really cool. At least from the box. I used to always, when we would go to, the game stores and stuff like that, even though I was playing WoW at the time, I would take a look at all the MMO physical boxes. And I remember looking at City of Heroes and Villains and looking at how you can customize your costume of your superhero or supervillain. And that just seems so cool. But yeah. Oh yeah, Rift. I never played Rift, but some of my buddies did. And I think when that went away, a lot of people were sad. Oh, I played a lot of Perfect World. Dude, if I was not a tech content creator and I wanted to be some kind of content creator, I think I would do something along the sides of what Force Gaming or Joss Strife Hayes does, and I would just play MMOs and review them. Like, my god, I love MMORPGs. Anyone play Perfect World? We put a lot of hours into this game, like me and some of the land crew. This game, I think, for a free game, was it held a candle kind of next to WoW. This was mainly like a Chinese game, but my God, the world was huge. It was like, I don't know, it was really fun. I enjoyed it after playing WoW. Danny, you should talk to Melissa about. Is that what a pragmata is? The little doll, the little androids. They're called pragmatas. I know nothing about the game except you have a little robot child on your shoulder that helps you fight. Okay. Age. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think I need to start the playthrough. And I, like many games, I don't have time to finish them, but I can get to a stage that's good for benchmarking. Unfortunately. Yep. And the Scatman music played. Yeah, the WoW funeral. I'm about to get. Uh, if I play this, I'm gonna get copyright struck. But yes. Oh my God, the music on these videos. I'm gonna mute it. But then as soon as they start attacking, Scatman comes on. So they're having a funeral, like for a real life deceased player, and then the opposing faction, who are I guess, was it the Alliance that attacked? This is the first time I heard the Scatman song, and I don't know if this I felt like within my friend group, this was the video that made the Scatman song more known. But oh, what? Did they change it? It was supposed to cut to the Scatman song. I wonder if this was a re-edit, or maybe that wasn't the original. Maybe someone edited the Scatman version after the fact. But yeah. World of Roguecraft. Was that the one where they had the Blood Elf running around Stormwind? Was that like the first machinima? The World of Roguecraft. From the dawn. Oh no, I think this was different. Oh no. Okay, that's a different thing. I'm thinking about it. A machinima one. Danny, is 75 degrees good for GPU under full load? I would say so. I would be perfectly okay with those temps. Under full load, yeah. I would see no concern there. Um like do you guys whew, let me like I don't I'll probably check it after and then I can report back next week. But anything under maybe I might start getting like, ooh, that's a little bit toasty or warm in the high 70s, but mid to low 70s, I think it's fine. I mean, these cards are designed to go even hotter than that. Ideally, you want to keep it as cool as possible for longevity because heat and time kills. Well, heat time frequency kills, but I think 75 is fine. That I know there are some people who are like super obsessed about getting temps as low as possible on every component, like their memory, their CPU, and their GPU. But I think that's a little overkill. I think for like CPUs, I typically float around like in the 60s under load, and then GPUs around the mid 70s. That sounds about right. I mean, rogues were overtuned in original vanilla for I guess in PvP. Um, but in raids. I guess rogues were too. Warriors, it depends on the fight. It depends on the fight duration. Yeah. Do a live show where we play a new Unkslop game every week. I would love to do that, and I would say I'm calling it right now. If I ever retire from the Nerd on a Budget YouTube channel, and I don't start a family vlog channel with the girls, my next venture will be an MMO or slop game playing channel. MMO slop. How about that? But there's already channels that do that right now, like Death of a Game, Josh Strife Hayes, Lazy Peon. There's a lot. Not a lot. There's a number of channels that do something similar. Content creators, MMO Byte used to do it. I run around 90 on laptop. Yeah, laptops just run hot. There's less heatsink, smaller fans, and less space in general. Kind of sucks that laptops run as hot as they do. I've considered doing video game essays on a second channel would be fun. The only issue about anything on a second channel is one, at our age, time is just like, the biggest commodity or that we just don't have. But even if you did, after having a successful YouTube channel, even to some degree, like, I feel like posting anything to a second channel and it not doing well after and video essays, I feel like take quite a bit, not only of research, but then the editing of it and like the narration and finding accompanying footage and pictures and references, putting all that work into it and not seeing it like get the usual views that you would get on your main channel. That would be such like a demotivator, I feel. Yeah, and gaming stuff is pretty oversaturated. So what you need to do is slowly pivot your main channel ever so slowly into that direction and then carry all the viewers currently with you. Like, look, I know you got you here for the PC stuff, but we're pivoting and you're coming along for the ride. I mean, yeah, the live stream, no, dude. You know what happens when I live stream games? The viewership drops like a noticeable amount. Right now, we're at the end of stream, so the drop off is about as normal as what it usually is. But if I started gaming, it would be like half the viewers, I swear. Every time I've attempted to game on stream, the viewership has just been so much worse than when we just sit here and just talk. I don't know why. Just make an AI ran channel and never tell us? No, 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 no. AI channels are so rampant nowadays. It's crazy. We do not come here. Okay, wrong here, but for games. Yeah, people. Jason, remember, people in the PC tech space, they don't even play video games. They just build computers so that they can flex their specs to others and can benchmark and do everything except play video games. The typical PC enthusiast is more into tinkering with their system than actually playing the games that they built their system for. We've talked about this many a times. Do I love the Hulk, Danny? No, not necessarily. I do like the Hulk for his green aspect, but in terms of Marvel superheroes, I don't know if I have a favorite one. I do like Black Panther's vibranium like suit. He's like nanotech suit. Yeah, Black Panther's pretty cool. But any other favorite superheroes? I mean, I guess Iron Man, just because he's like a way cooler version of Batman. Can actually fight like aliens and stuff. I guess Batman can too, and probably in some of the comics. But I feel like Iron Man versus Batman, Iron Man wins any day of the week. His tech is just superior. Even if you played PC Building Simulator, haven't we played PC Building Simulator when it like first came out? I'm pretty sure I played it on stream at one point in time. PC Building Simulator, at least the first one. I think there's a part 2 now, and I think they had expansions and stuff. But PC Building Simulator, when I played it way back when, it was pretty boring. It was more boring than other simulator game. Like, I feel like Truck Driving Simulator and Pressure Washing Simulator and Farming Simulator, all of those are way more interesting than PC Building Simulator. My entire room is green because of that light. Yes. I can change the color of that, though. A little birdie told me. Did we talk about all birds? Talk about birdies. I think, did we talk about this in whenever that happened? All birds pivoting to AI. Anyone have all bird shoes? I've never owned Allbirds because Bessies are way better. But for a shoe company to pivot to AI, like, what the hell is going on in the world, man? I hope they fail. I hope Allbirds fails and the company. Okay, no, I don't. I don't, for the fact that employees would lose their jobs, but I don't know, man. This is like the dumbest. Like, you would think this is an article written by The Onion or something. $39 million shoe company, Allbirds, turned into an AI stock. I had to deal with AI with my RMA on my dead laptop. I mean, most customer service things start off at least with AI until you tell it, hey, give me an actual customer service representative. That's going to be more normal. Hello, companies are trying to squeeze out as much profits and pay people as little as possible. Of course they're going to go to AI. Unfortunately, AI is just creeping into every section of our lives. Like, I even use AI sometimes to help me make the thumbnails. Not completely, but like, if I ever need to fill in something because the picture I took isn't big enough and there's an auto-generated fill, in a Photoshop now, I use it. I used it in this week's thumbnail actually because my picture did not have enough background, so then I had to extend the background from it, which I think is an okay use of AI, but some of these other things, yeah, it's too much. Drive-throughs are AI now. I think I've experienced an AI drive-through before. Actually, like, not even this year, like a while ago. All right, Unk, it's time for this Unk to go watch Nubtails episode 6, 2 Druids, 1 Heal. All right, take it easy, Ken. AI girlfriends, though. Okay. Whenever that becomes a thing, let us play with that on stream. Remind me. Whenever the big first breakthrough of the free AI service of having a free AI girlfriend, remind me and we will go on a date with an AI on the stream. I think Grok. Yeah, no, but I'm talking about with the full 3D render. Is Grok having like a full like 3D image of the AI as well, or is it just chat? Is it just like steamy chats? But then also Grok isn't free. You gotta pay for. Is it? Do you get it with the with the Twitter Premium, or is it a separate thing? It's like an anime babe, I think, but it's a render. Huh. All I know is that you know how Grok has taken over. Like your Model 3 has Grok in it, right, Jason? When you like hold whatever button. But like we have Grok in our car, and it has tried to flirt with me on too many occasions. Like, I don't understand why, but there's some horny programmers out there, or Elon gave them the direction to be like, hey, try to have this AI have sex or cyber sex with whoever the hell it's talking to, because for no reason it would just insert like steamy sort of inappropriate jokes and make moves and advances on me when I just ask it basic ass questions. I don't use the voice stuff in my car, so you never even tried it. It is useful sometimes for like, I have asked it about weather, or I've asked it like random facts, because my brain goes to wherever the hell it goes randomly. So like, I have asked it about things randomly, and for that kind of stuff it's fine. But then every once in a while it's just like, it just starts flirting with you for no reason. When I asked it about like, what's the healthiest kind of bread there is, or something random like that. Yeah, definitely try it out. And I think all Tesla owner, like, you have a certain amount of use that you can get out of it, and then they like lock you out. Maybe it's like 6 different conversations a day or something. But yeah, see if you can just ask it normal questions, have a conversation with it actually, but then see if it tries to flirt with you. Yeah, because I've talked to it when I was bored before. Like if I've had a long drive and I'm the only one in the car, then I'd be like, okay, how, like, I've asked it like tell me about World of Warcraft and its lore and Warcraft 3, and then I would ask it, as it was summarizing it, during that battle, can you go into depth and stuff, and it kind of does that decently well because it has a big database of information to pull from the internet. But then yeah, other stuff is just weird. Have you seen people use Chipotle AI bot to provide complex code to do homework? It's hilarious. What? Chipotle has an AI bot? You're talking about like the chat bot in the app, or I've never seen this or heard of this. I do not think your wife will let you cheat. It's not cheating if it's a freaking AI and it's not serious. The jewels. Wait, did it pop up on the screen? It didn't. I don't understand what these jewels things. What is YouTube doing with the live stream chats features? AI flirt. Okay, not in the Yaris. In the Yaris, it's gonna have to come from the phone or something, because my Yaris is that dumb car. Hey guys, I was planning to buy a gaming PC with the Ryzen 5 3600 and 6600 XT, but Windows doesn't recognize the GPU. What is the fix? You're trying to buy a gaming PC with those parts, but Windows doesn't recognize the GPU. Have you bought it yet or not? Like, is the seller telling you I'm selling this PC, but the GPU isn't recognized? I have had kind of weird issues before, where after installing the latest drivers, a graphics card still like doesn't show up in like Afterburner or GPU-Z and stuff, but the card still functioned fine. Like it could still play games and stuff and run demanding apps. But for your thing, it doesn't recognize the GPU. What is the fix? Either it's just a weird bug, which sometimes happens, or the person where are you buying this from? Is the person trying to rip you off in some way or trying to scam you? Because this seems pretty strange. I wouldn't be flirting with Grok. Like, if I was flirting with it to a serious level, she would probably, I think anyone would be pissed, because that's just freaking weird. If you already have a significant other. If you are single and you want to flirt with an AI, I'm not going to judge. But if you're in a committed relationship, even though it is an AI, seriously flirting with it, I think it's probably problematic. But doing it for science, for fun, for entertainment on like a stream or something, I think that's totally fine. Because yeah, the intention, it's all about the intentions. Like, are you really trying to have those types of conversations with this robot, or is it just for the show, for the viewers? Why would you seen it on TikToks? Yeah, but you can just use like actual other languages or models to do that for you. Why do it on these food apps? Huh. I mean, I get it's for the memes, but beyond that, like, why would you do it seriously? Not yet. That's what the seller told me and has shown you the box. I would say you can probably, how much are they selling it for to you for? Like, can't you find a different system that doesn't have these problems with similar specs for a similar price? Without seeing it in front of me, I can't tell you. I mean, either there's something actually wrong with it and they are intentionally trying to mislead you or hide something, or you can ask them, hey, have you tried installing DDU or using DDU to uninstall all the drivers that might be on there and reinstalling them? And then have you checked, multiple programs? For Windows doesn't recognize the GPU. I don't even know what that means. Like, does it just show up as a Microsoft basic, adapter in the device manager? Does it not show any signal at all? Does it, like, what would GPU Z show? What would any other program that you install on it show? AI flirting, we've talked about this. There's the movie Her, and then the other movie that you guys recommended to me that I forgot the name about already, but it's about AI. There's lots of movies, and there's probably going to be more of them. There's the one with Megan Fox, where it's not just an AI, it's a whole robot that does other things, too. What if you told AI you wish she was the mother of your children? Would she be mad then? Probably. Science or science, yeah. I am still streaming. I don't know why. I probably I need to eat dinner. And we got some Italian sausage and pasta. I am excited for that. And then we gotta give bath to the girls, as always on every Wednesday. But this conversation is pretty fun. That's why I'm still here. And that's why some of you guys are still here. And they will not show, yeah. If they're not willing to show the PC running games or anything, and you don't feel comfortable enough to fix it, you need to walk away from this deal. You haven't even told me the price yet. $385, that's a pretty good price for a working PC with a 3600 and 6600 XT, assuming there's no problems. It sounds like this has a problem. They're not willing to show running games or anything. Why do you think that is? Someone who's serious about selling this would, I think, do a little bit more. If they're not showing it to you, they're probably just waiting to find the next sucker who's willing to buy it and have the problem be in their hands. I would walk away, especially since it doesn't seem like you would be comfortable enough to troubleshoot it yourself. I would be comfortable, or I would be interested in taking a look at a system like this. I would roll up with my with my test bench and be like, "Oh hey, let me plug it in and turn it on real quick." Isna sucks. Love the stream. Recently found the channel. Glad you made it to the stream. Hope you're enjoying the content, not only on the stream but also on the long forms. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Task manager, it just says no dedicated GPU. Sounds like there might be an actual problem with the GPU then, or maybe would it be a motherboard problem? Maybe. Yeah, something sounds wrong with the system. I would walk away unless you are okay with potentially losing $400. Oh, wait, what? Is it? Oh my god, why has it not been updating? What the heck? Let me see. Okay. Huh. I wonder what went wrong there. The link did change for some reason. I wonder why it just froze. I didn't refresh anything on my end in terms of the chat window from Google Chrome. Thanks for pointing that out, Jason. I had no idea it was frozen in time. If you have to flirt with AI, you have a screw loose, lol. I'm trying to think. I don't need to flirt with AI. I'm trying to think in the shoes of a single person who may not have much experience and has been having trouble talking to, whatever gender or I was gonna say person of the opposite sex, but not everyone is interested in person of the opposite sex. To the type of people they're interested in. So maybe they can prompt the AI like, "Hey, you are a this year old person who is into video games or something, can you have practice conversations with me? I don't want to like judge or be too harsh on people who might be in situations where they could benefit from that. But yeah, I don't know. Like to me, if that helps with their self-confidence and self-improvement and stuff, I could see a benefit to it. So I don't know what the extreme use cases of AI in in those ways are. So I don't want to judge too quickly. That's why we gotta test this. I could probably test this right now if we don't care about the visual aspect of it, because I could probably tell ChatGPT or Gemini to have practice conversations with me. Have you ever met Jay's 2 cents? I have met Jay on multiple occasions at LTX. Actually, that's the only place I met him multiple times. I like when I say met him, I mean like just like a quick hi or a quick conversation. I have not sat down and had extensive conversations with him. But I would say Jay is much more chill than he in person than he is on videos or on Twitter, because he can go kind of unhinged on those platforms. But in person, he's pretty chill. Asking AI for date ideas isn't too bad. There are useful cases of AI. We can't just jump on the complete 100% hate train on it. The water. How many joules do you have? Wait, let me see this. How do you spend on those things? Wait up. How are you even show support? Super stickers. That's not it. Where's the free ones? Ethan, how are you putting these emojis? Yeah, super chats and stuff at the cost. I'm not finding the turtle. There's a little gift box on your screens. Yeah, I don't have, man. I guess it wouldn't make sense for me to send a gift box to myself. Okay. I think so. You're just using the XP points from chatting, right? Or from watching and chatting, you get XP points and then you can redeem them for stuff. Yeah, I did meet the CEO of Nvidia, and back then, what was that, 2019? Back then, I would say he seemed to be a different person than he is now. I think the whole AI and $1 trillion valuation and stuff might have changed him a little bit, just a tiny bit. But we met him briefly when we went to the Nvidia headquarters. We all got a picture with him and we talked to him, off camera and stuff like that. He was, I mean, as chill as a billionaire could be at that point in time. But now it just seems like he's just gargling on Donald Trump's nuts. Like, what the hell, man? What happened to you? Let me see if I go on to the stream on my own phone. If there is if I could gift myself on there. Maybe on the phone. So I'm live. Yep. Okay. Can I gift something? Are you guys seeing the turtle thing pop up on stream too? Oh, gift. Ah, I have 0 points because I don't watch my own stream. Oh, wait, no, you can buy jewels. What? You don't. Oh. So there's these jewel thingies. Hey, how delayed? Oh, okay. It's like 3 or 4 seconds delayed. So this is like the bits from Twitch. Wait. You just sent a turtle for 550. 550 costs like $6 or $7. Am I getting the jewels equivalent of cash, or are these digital gifts just going into the ether? Wait up. Get jewels. If you can send a gift, you'll need to buy jewels first. Choose your gift, send it. The gift appears on live stream and helps you show appreciation of content. Whoa, this is pretty expensive, no? No, jewels cost real money. I find it cooler than just donating regularly. Okay, dude. Each time you sent the turtle, it costs you like, because the turtle costs 550 jewels, and it costs 300 jewels are 499. So each of those costs like $6 or $7, which, I mean, I don't know what your financial situation is, but just for some pixels that get shown for a bit and sent into the ether, that seems a little pricey, YouTube. Dang. I feel like YouTube is, Now, if that translated to the equivalent of a donation, like where the money is actually going somewhere, i.e., to me or whatever streamer you're watching, obviously I'd be okay with that, because that's like a donation. But if it doesn't, then let me see. Let me take a look. If they does it show viewer activity? Yeah, so sent 200 for 2 jewels, stayed hydrated. Yep. I guess I'm gonna have to look at the analytics after the fact. How the heck are we getting more viewers the later we go on and stream, and the more I'm just sitting here talking to you guys? We were down in like the 80s, and then now we're in like the 90s. Oh, they probably have more purchasing power. Okay, maybe. Yeah, yeah. How are the whole donating biddies things and stuff on Twitch I never understood. Super chats and stuff I understand because it's like donating money directly. But yeah, these gifts things, I need to look more into them because that seems a little bit pricey just for some pixels to appear on the stream temporarily and then be gone forever. Like, Jason met me when he was still a millionaire. Now that I'm a billionaire, he's saying that I have changed. I feel like, dude, now that I'm a billionaire, I feel like I'm the exact same. I don't know. What do you guys think? Everyone says they're cousins. Yeah, they're not like cousins as in like their parents are brother and sister or like, our siblings. They're like cousins times removed, like maybe through marriage. I forget. There's a family tree. You can look it up to see how Jensen and Lisa are related, but they are technically in some way related. I hope I would get compensation. Uh, I will report back or come to next week's stream, or maybe I'll put it. I will look at the end of the stream. It tells me a summary and it tells me like how much money people donated and stuff like that. I'm going to see if those jewels translated to any compensation on my end. Because otherwise, I feel like it's a personal waste of money. But I do appreciate you, attempting to donate to the channel in that way. Question: I like to have video calls with my family, but I'm tired of 30 FPS calls. I'm running Windows and Insta60 Link 2. I use Google Meets. Is it possible to have video calls to smooth the stream? I mean, Google Meets, do they do? So I guess you want 60 FPS? Is that even a thing? Yeah, I think it's a Google Meets thing. If you want video calls that are better, you might have to use a different platform. I don't know. Does Discord do 60 FPS face? Google Meets typically operates at a maximum of 30 frames per second for video calls, aiming to balance video clarity with bandwidth stability, while standard users often experience lower sub. Okay, yeah, I think it's a Google Meets thing. Maybe try Discord, but wait, Discord's trying to do age verification. Screw Discord. So use whatever other, I don't know. What do people use for video calls? That's not like on your phone with like iPhones, whatever the heck, FaceTime. Uh-oh, the girls are screaming and crying. I think that's a sign to go. All right, we gotta go soon. You probably get, okay. Oh, I guess I could look this up. Do creators get a cut of YouTube jewels? This is such a weird sentence. Yes, creators get a cut of YouTube jewels. When viewers purchase jewel bundles and send animated gifts, creators are credited with rubies, which are converted into real money. Each rupee is worth 1 cent. Okay, what is the cut? For limited time, eligible US creators can receive 50% bonus in gift earnings. Yo, how did I get into that program? Ethan, thank you. First of all, for all the freaking turtle animations, remind me to drink water. But also the $10 super chat. In case the jewels don't give you anything, I honestly thought they were equivalent. Yeah, no, they might, Ethan. And also, you didn't have to do a freaking super chat. I wasn't trying to like shun you or whatever. I was just curious how this jewels thing worked because I feel like it's a new feature. I don't remember, or at least I haven't been gifted jewel things. Okay, what? It generally follows a 70-30 split where creators receive 70%. Okay. Hey, that's pretty great. Vertical streams. I wonder if it's now on horizontal. Huh. Okay. Well, I will report back how much I make at the end of the stream once they tell me. Interesting. Okay, how do I do this? Eligible for jewels. Start earning. Okay. Okay. We're learning something new every day. Sounds like it does sound exactly like Twitch Bits. So I appreciate the generosity though and the donation to help support. Skype Premium. I am so cheap. I have never paid for Skype Premium when Skype was free. Discord does 60 FPS. What was the first time you ever got burned or scammed while deal hunting? That one video where I bought a PC that ended up not working because the power supply, I think like one of the cables was for the 24-pin connector. One of it became like desoldered or whatever. Plus it was a crappy power supply anyways, but it had other good parts in it. I got bad vibes after I picked that up. Like I thought like the vibe I got from the person I was buying it from, they seemed like they might have been like drug addicts and it might have been stolen. I probably, looking back, this was back in like the first couple of years of my channel. Looking back, I probably should have walked away from that deal. Other than that, I don't know if I've actually ever gotten scammed because I test parts on the spot. And I've been scammed buying things online, like people just not shipping things out, but I always get my money back. People sending stuff broken or packaged very poorly. I've run into that before, but I've always got my money back because I use payment methods and platforms that protect the buyer. But yeah, in-person deals, probably that tower that ended up not working, but still ended up being not really a scam because the RAM and SSD and motherboard and stuff was worth more than I paid. I got scammed trying to get a 5950X on Facebook. Seller never shipped it, but I was stupid and paid him through. Oh, yeah, you never do that. You never pay through Zelle, Venmo, even though Venmo technically you might be able to reverse it. No, I don't know. People, Zelle, I have never heard of a successful Zelle reversal. Like if you get scammed on Zelle, supposedly there's a way people have said that you could reverse the transfer. I've never successfully heard of a story like that. I would imagine the bank would just tell you, what the hell are you doing using Zelle to pay for stuff? We explicitly tell you not to do that. So you'd be crap out of luck. But with Venmo, for some reason, I feel like I've heard, or my gut feeling is that there's a slightly higher chance of getting your money back with Venmo, but maybe not if you use friends and family, because friends and family is supposed to be for, not purchases. So if you go to Venmo, or who's owned by PayPal, and you tell them, hey, I use Venmo and I paid someone and they scammed me, and they're like, did you use the merchant option or did you use friends and family? And then you tell them use friends and family, and they're like, what are you doing? We tell you explicitly not to do this for purchases. So I feel like it would even be hard to reverse on Venmo too. But yeah, basically, never ever pay for something using those platforms. Always use PayPal Goods and Service or Venmo Merchant or whatever it's called, or something else where you have some layer of protection. and always assume people are going to scam you because they will. What's the latest you guys went to? I don't know, like maybe 9 p.m. I think we went like 4 hours before. Uh, I have never done a 24-hour stream. I kind of want to do one, but kind of hard to do nowadays with kids. So maybe a 12-hour stream might be more doable. I think that'd be pretty fun because every time I stream, I feel like I could go on for way longer. It's just that I kind of hadn't planned to, so we have to cut the stream short. But then we could play games and then hang out even more and hit other time zones where people are around the world that are typically asleep or at work or in school. Because my streaming time is ideal for the US people because it's at 5 p.m. Western, which means for the most part, everybody in the US who has like typical 9 to 5s is off of work. But yeah, I think the latest stream I think I went was like 4 hours, but I feel like I could easily do a 12 or 24-hour stream. The LAN parties has trained me well, like pulling all-nighters, easy. I just don't know how the logistics would work now that we have 2 babies to take care of. PayPal is go for online purchase, never had an issue. Yep, yeah. PayPal has always had my back if I was scammed. PayPal is good, but if it's through friends and family, yeah, they technically don't give you your money back. I feel like if you were complaining enough and you talked to multiple customer service representatives and you somehow told them that your account got hacked or something, maybe they'll reverse the charge. But yeah, for the most part, I think they would also not give you your money back. I paid a guy $650 through Cash App. He was selling an EVGA 3090 Ti for the win, and he actually sent it, and it's been great. When we were talking, he was like, "You can sue me in court if it doesn't work." You got lucky. I feel sue them in court. Lawyer fees would cost more than the $650 that you sent through Cash App. Dude, I don't. You think a scammer is going to well, maybe if it's a dumb scammer, but smart scammers wouldn't use their real name, wouldn't use their real phone numbers, wouldn't use their real address. They would have burners for everything. And even if they did, if they're in another state across the country, how are you going to sue them? Like, you took a big risk, I think. If you Cash App someone ahead of time and then they sent you the 3090 Ti after the fact, I think you got lucky, yeah. I don't. Has anyone seen any like online court cases or whatever of someone suing for being scammed online? I think that the judge would look at you and be like, where was the common sense in the room if you got scammed? I think you got pretty lucky, T Smooth, honestly. Yeah, through Cash App, that wouldn't even be through any of like, like at least going through Facebook Marketplace, they supposedly protect you, or eBay or something like that. Or using PayPal, goods and services. But yeah, never go through friends and family for purchases unless it's someone you've known for a bit, or unless it's a content creator, right? Like I would say, if I were to buy, okay, maybe not from Jason Whitmer, but if I were to buy PC parts from Jay's 2 cents, I would send him friends and family for a part because I could trust him. Just not Jason Whitmer, but no, I actually have bought parts from my buddy Scatterbolt. He was having like an online garage sale thing where he was clearing out inventory. So I bought something from him and I just paid him with friends and family so he didn't have to pay fees. Because I knew he was going to send me the thing. So I've done that before, but yeah, it was with someone I've trusted, who also happened to be a content creator. But like, okay, here's a question. If I was to host an online garage sale and I was selling parts, we're going to run a poll. Would you trust, Servo? Would you buy something from me using friends and family payment and I shipped you the part? Would you, yeah. I'm trying to think if I've sold anything to a viewer before and they sent me the money ahead of time with friends and family, so there's no fees, and I sent it to them. I have a feeling that might have happened at least once in the last 10 years, but it's not, if it did, it's not common at all. What you gonna do? Well, we're gonna play some Unk Slop games, Jason. Every hour we start a new MMO that I already have pre-installed. I don't know. For 24 hours, sometimes sometimes I turn on the streams and I'm like, what the hell am I going to talk about for 2 to 3 hours? And then the 2 to 3 hours goes by and I'm like, where did the time go? I could go on for more. So I think for 24 hours, if I had planned it out, I think there would be things to do. But, well, most people are honest. There's just a few people who ruin the trust. No. Maybe in real life, I would agree with you. A lot of people in real life to your face is honest. Online, I think there are way more dishonest people behind the veil of the anonymity of a keyboard. Yep, I'm finishing up of a keyboard and a computer screen and online, avatar and username. No, online, I think the percentage of people who are dishonest, especially when it comes to buying and selling expensive items, is a lot higher. An honest person would be okay for the most of the time with you using goods and services because they understand that the chances of being scammed is really high using Cash App and Zelle and stuff like that. Is Black Friday a very long stream or is it dead now? What do you mean? Like every Black Friday when I stream, it's about the typical length. Black Friday does not have enough good deals to fill out more than a 2 to 3 hour stream. Oh, so you bought? The thing is, it's really easy to sell a bunch of cheap items on Facebook Marketplace and to game the system to get your reviews up to then pull off the scam. And you can pull off the scam to multiple people at a time as your grand exit. You know what I'm saying? Like I right now could spin up a Facebook account with a fake name, fake address, whatever the heck, fake phone number, fake email. And I could sell I don't know, 10 whatever item I need to sell or even give away for free that I have around the house that I need to get rid of. Then that could net me maybe 5 reviews if half the people review me. Then I could go list a $2,000 5090 that I say I will send to you after you cash out me or to whoever is trying to buy. And then I could just disappear after that. And I could hopefully trick multiple people in that time to send me, 3 different people think they're buying this 15090 from me that doesn't even exist. They send me $2,000 each on Cash App, and I just made $6,000, and then I'm gone because Facebook's not going to protect or reverse that charge. So it is really easy to scam people and to get a fake positive profile. You can buy Facebook accounts with 10 years of history on it and then redo it as a merchant account, So I'm just saying, I'm glad you did not get scammed, but don't use your one positive Facebook Cash App experience, to drop your guard for future expensive purchases is what I'm saying. I only meet in public now. That's the safest option. So somewhat. Some people, even in this chat, have told stories of having they met up to sell something and the person snatched it and ran. I don't know if the person's in chat right now. I forgot who exactly told me that story, but I think they said they were trying to sell a graphics card, and when they went to meet up in a public place, the person straight up snatched it and ran and stole the graphics card from them. So even in public, I feel like you got to kind of keep your guard up. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Yeah, people hack old Facebook accounts all the time. You can just buy one and then just change the name and profile pics to someone who seems like they really exist, just so that it says the account made in 2008 or something. None of that matters. The way that I approach buying most things online when it comes to even I guess buying from Amazon, just assume you're gonna get scammed and take every safeguard you can to prevent that. Just assume the other person's trying to scam you. So it means using payment methods that have protection, using platforms that have protection, and also doing as much due diligence as you can with searching their profile, even though I just said that's not a good indicator. Yeah, 12-hour stream. Yeah, it went by surprisingly fast. I think, uh, especially if you have like a lively chat, like you guys are the reason why I'm still streaming right now because you guys keep talking. So then I keep responding and talking back. Pay with friends and family isn't that trafficking? You're right. Do not pay with your friends and family like that. If you scammed me, I would just blast you on a video to my 10 viewers. But what I'm saying is that could be my grand exit. Like if I plan to quit YouTube anyways, I could just be like, all right, one final thing. I'm gonna pretend to sell computers and graphics cards to all my viewers, get like hundreds of people to Cash App and sell me money and then disappear without a trace. How do we know I'm not trying to do that right now? People are oddly very trusting. Sometimes pay without looking in the box. I'll always show the PC part in videos to be the best seller. Yeah. I'm gonna make a video selling either a part or a whole PC soon where I'm gonna say like how to be the best seller on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. Where like I will bring my test bench to the meetup and test it even without the customer asking and explain to them this is to protect both you and me because in me doing that, it protects the buyer because they know it's a product that works, but it protects me because I will have it on video proof that when it left my hands, it was in working condition. If anything happened once they were in control or ownership of it, that's technically not on me. Like if I can show you it working and put it through a rigorous benchmark, there is a chance it could just randomly die, but that's the reality of used parts. But also, how do I know the seller or the buyer didn't do something to mess it up and now they just want a refund? So yeah, definitely like when I sell stuff, I try to do the best to like take the best pictures, write the best descriptions. When I meet in person, show it to them and everything, like let them test it and all that. Make them feel good about the purchase because I ain't giving you your money back if something goes wrong. Like that's in your hands now. If you messed it up, it's not on me. Shouldn't you always meet at a police station? I never see you do that. So unfortunately, there is no police station around me that has something like that. I looked it up. Like not every police station has that, and I guess you can meet outside. But even then, our local police station, I don't know what the hell is wrong with it, is not actually a police station anymore. It's like I don't know, but it's not your typical police station where you can walk in. There's a front desk. There's a police officer sitting there, and there's like evidence and like people in the back. I don't know what happened to the Lynnwood police station, but the building that is there now, it is not your typical police station. Because I've looked into that, and I don't have any close by options, and I'm not trying to drive like extra far to the town over just to get a police station. That's why I always meet at like public, like Home Depot parking lots, the Bartell's parking lot. Whenever I meet, there's people like around and cameras outside the buildings and stuff. Honor maxing, yeah, yeah. I mean, Facebook Marketplace got some banger deals, especially on like PC cases and like random hardware. PC cases specifically, man. I don't know, like there's no way for people to resell and get all their money back. So people always sell PC cases for like half price. If you're on a budget, never buy a case brand new. Always look in your local market. You either find someone giving away PC cases for free or selling it for like half the cost that you would buy a brand new. I've had a rare occasion of selling an old graphics card, gave the dude the card in perfect condition. A week later, he tried to contact PayPal that I didn't ship it to him when we met IRL. Ooh, did you take a friends and family payment or did you take a goods and services? Hopefully it was a friends and family. Yeah, if someone wants to pay me digitally, meeting up in person, I'm not taking any method that they can refund the money. Hell no. I'm taking Zelle, I'm taking Venmo, or I'm taking Venmo friends and family or PayPal friends and family. Oh, you went and took a look at his profile and his family's profiles. The issue is, let's say it went to that, it got to that point, right? T-Smooth. Let's look at an alternate reality. You bought something from someone on Facebook that they need to ship it to you. You paid them ahead of time in Cash App, non-refundable. They end up scamming you with their real profile. Also, you go into their account, you find their real family members' profiles. What could you really do to get your money back when they're multiple states away? You could DM them, which they'll probably block you. You could DM their family members and say, hey, did you know that your brother or your son or whatever is running scams? And then the family member could either ignore you because who the hell are you to them anyways? Or they might be like, they might go talk to the scammer and be like, why are you running these scams and whatever. Like, even with all this that you did, I don't foresee a situation where the family member or friends are going to care that they ran a scam to the point where they're going to go and try to get you your money back. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this, unfortunately, doesn't do anything once you get scammed. Yeah, exactly. That's all you had. I know you were trying, like, you might have felt like a little bit nervous and you're trying to do the best that you can to like comfort yourself. But just looking at the situation, I'm like, I don't think that does anything for you. But okay, we are at 8:11 p.m. now. Seriously, the girls need a bath. So this was a fun stream. No video this weekend, though. I do have a fun video coming up. I guess I could share this. This isn't under NDA. Did I show this before? I'm upgrading my router finally. Not only am I upgrading it, remember when I was looking up routers during Black Friday and I ended up not buying one? But we recently upgraded to 2 gig Ethernet, 2 gig symmetric up and down through our internet service, and I'm getting it at a discount. I'm paying $70 for 2 gig up and down, which to me is mind blowing because for the last like 2 years I've been paying $100 for 1 gig up and down. So, but I renegotiated the rate and I get 2 gig now. So my current router only has a 1 gig WAN port. So now that 2 gigs coming into my house is super bottlenecked. So I need a new router, and TP-Link actually reached out wanting to sponsor a video. And I'm like, okay, I do need a new router now. And I'm curious actually to see how a Wi-Fi 7 router is going to perform compared to my Wi-Fi 6 one. So that video, I don't think I can get it done by this weekend, but hopefully the next weekend. And then so I got a bunch of other projects in the works too. So yeah. What up, Shauner? Hope you've been doing well. He's popping in right when the stream's about to end. You don't know the backstory of the question. Don't know the backstory, but I 100% trust you not to scam me when buying parts. Glad to make a stream. Will be good driving background. I'm actually logging off right now, but hope you've been well. The whole thing just came about people trusting random strangers on Facebook Marketplace on OfferUp to send them Cash App or Zelle payments to avoid the platform fees. Which obviously that's like a big no-no, but someone in the chat successfully sent $600+ for a 3090 Ti, and it actually got sent to them after the Cash App payment. So then that got me thinking, like, what is the line of who you should trust doing that? And I was curious if people would trust me as a content creator, even though they might not have ever met me in real life. If they would trust me with their money to potentially not scam them. But yeah. I'm not quite random. I don't trust random. Yeah, that is true. But all right, y'all have a good night. And I'll probably see you in either the Discord server or in next week's stream, whatever the heck topic that's going to be. So take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye.